The panel speaks of the game's absurd difficulty, showing a desolate landscape and a knight standing firm. The game's challenges include Arctic zones where temperatures reach -60 degrees. Then there's a labyrinth, spanning over 10,000 kilometers. Players are rage quitting, calling it a trash game. The game's popularity quickly declined as a result. The game almost went under, but a few remained. There were still pros who wouldn't give up on the difficult game. A message appears: the player has reached floor 50 and cleared the Tower of Trials. He seems in disbelief. The player felt a great sense of accomplishment after beating the Tower of Trials. He reflects on his victory, wishing he had streamed it. Maybe he could upload it on YouTube. After clearing the tower, the game displays a message: "Thank you for playing. A reboot update is scheduled in 12 hours." The main character wonders how the company got so much money for the update. The main character scoffs, wondering how the game is even profitable. He decides to quit. He decides to quit his streaming and YouTube career, as he can't live off $500 a month. He reflects on how he was meant to be a fighter, but money is more important. Meanwhile, he streams cream shrimp, yangjangpi, and drinking. He gets on his stream as people notice how much food he has. The main character announces he has something to tell his stream viewers. People think he's getting married, but he's joking. He finishes his drink, thinking about posting about quitting tomorrow. The next day, the streamer wakes up with a massive headache. He thinks about uploading his gameplay from last night. The lady smiles and greets Jin Hyuk. Apparently the labyrinth door was open, so they entered. The lady asks why they don't cooperate in clearing the labyrinth together. Jin Hyuk wonders if she's the leader. The Eye of Truth is active. Park Hana introduces herself and her experience in the tower. Park Hana says commune, while an eerie image of her skill appears. Jang Chulsik says he quit after playing on the first floor a bit. Jang Mina introduces herself, saying she cleared up to the 3rd floor. Chin Mingguk says he's never played the Tower of Trials. Kang Jin Hyuk introduces himself. He then thinks those around him will obviously stab him in the back later. Jin Hyuk thinks to himself that there's no need to remember their names. She then asks Jin Hyuk which floor he's cleared so far. Park Hana has activated her commune skill. The atmosphere turns bright and friendly. Park Hana puts her hand on Jin Hyuk's shoulder. Jin Hyuk thinks how trustworthy she looks. He asks her to get away. Park Hana is surprised that the commune skill isn't working on Jin Hyuk. Then, she asks them to tell her about the monsters. Jin Hyuk looks serious, staring straight ahead and thinking, I can do that much. Jin Hyuk is told that the labyrinth's layout changes at fixed time intervals. They need to be careful moving forward. Park Hana asks what, confused by Kang Jin Hyuk. His foot quickly stomps the ground, exclaiming. Suddenly, the ground beneath Kang Jin Hyuk trembles. Everyone wonders what is happening now. Park Hana yells, confused about the labyrinth. Down below, stone pieces begin to rise up. Someone shouts, Hana, dodge. Kang Jin Hyuk realizes something is about to happen. Suddenly, Park Hana yells in fear, Kayak. Someone warns that they'll get squashed, then yells at them to look up. The sound of something breaking echoes through the labyrinth. Something big is clearly about to happen. The trembling stops and the ground returns to normal. A voice says it stopped. The others realize Mina is missing after the floor began to tremble. They recall the tower's first floor being different. Jin Hyuk notes that the others are flustered. Someone questions who would experience something like that. The lady says it's too dangerous. Someone asks Hymin if she can find the exit using her skill. The skill got cancelled. Hymin looks devastated and says, then you can't find the exit. She then wonders if they're trapped. Jin Hyuk thinks he wondered why they entered confidently, probably just a navigation skill. It should be showing itself. Mina is ready to strike, her eyes filled with rage. She shouts, hey you, catching Jin Hyuk's attention. The group is in a panic after the floor began to move. She angrily yells, blaming Jin Hyuk for nearly getting them killed. Someone shouts, that's right, he's hogging all the information. They angrily point at Jin Hyuk. Jin Hyuk is frustrated and asks if she followed him. Park Hana is confused by Jin Hyuk's tone and responds, what? Jin Hyuk states that they decided to follow him. One of the men shouts, frustrated that Jin Hyuk keeps running his mouth. She shouts that she didn't like Jin Hyuk from the moment they met. An enraged warrior screams that things have turned out this way. An axe is ready to strike. An enormous power sweeps over the labyrinth. Everyone is caught off guard by a sudden attack. Park Hana shouts Mingguk's name, clearly scared of whatever is happening. The others wonder what just happened. A massive tremor shakes the room, kicking up dust and debris everywhere. A wolf monster roars, its power clearly visible. Is this the labyrinth's doing? A minotaur, the monster hurls people into the air with a blue sword of light. The wolf-like minotaur slams into the labyrinth wall with incredible force, sending debris flying. A terrifying roar echoes as a massive minotaur suddenly appears. Everyone panics. Park Hana is horrified and yells that they're going to die. Jin Hyuk shouts for everyone to get out of the way. The minotaur charges, a powerful blast of air hitting the group head-on. The lady shouts, "What's he doing?" as the minotaur swings his powerful sword. The minotaur slams its foot down with a massive slam. This attack has incredible power. A powerful explosion rocks the area. The floor is shattering around them. A massive hulking minotaur swings its axe, but Kang Jin Hyuk dodges the attack. Jin Hyuk dodges the minotaur's attack with ease. A cocky smile appears on his face. Suddenly, he gets a system notification. He has gained the hidden stat gap. The gap stat description appears. It narrows the gap against strong foes but widens it against weaker ones. The stat also gives level benefits. Kang Jin Hyuk narrowly dodges another attack. The ground shatters from the force of the blow. Jin Hyuk declares that he can only get stronger at his current level. He claims this method is the best. The Minotaur's axe swings once again, causing a gust of wind. Jin Hyuk is still dodging. Jin Hyuk says he has taken the Minotaur's attacks many times before. His gap stat increases by 0.05. Jin Hyuk confidently declares that his body has memorized all of its patterns. His gap stat has increased by 0.05 again. Kang Jin Hyuk stands amidst a flurry of notifications. He is calmly checking them. Since I'm a veteran, Kang Jin Hyuk slides under the Minotaur's axe with ease. Kang Jin Hyuk confidently dodges the Minotaur's axe, but someone watches in disbelief. "It's useless if it doesn't hit," he says. A man and a woman are terrified. We were going to mess with a guy like that. Back in the hallway, the girl from before is sweating bullets. She thinks that she was crazy for even thinking of looting the Minotaur. Jin Hyuk thinks the Minotaur's attacks are so slow. Kang Jin Hyuk taunts the Minotaur. He asks how he'll hit him like that. The Minotaur roars in anger. Its axe slashes through the air, aimed for Kang Jin Hyuk. As the Minotaur attacks again, Jin Hyuk thinks, all you have to do is bet with your life on the line. A system notification tells Jin Hyuk that his gap stat has risen by 1. He thinks he has got this. One wrong step could be fatal though. Kang Jin Hyuk feels the situation is getting dangerous. He decides to end the fight. As Jin Hyuk continues his fight, the group from earlier is trying to escape. One of them wants Hana to find an exit. Back in the hallway, Park Hana is watching Kang Jin Hyuk's fight. "That's," she says, shocked. Park Hana is scared stiff, as Jin Hyuk says they should all increase stats like him. Jin Hyuk confidently states that hidden stats can be earned by dodging attacks. The Minotaur swings its axe again, its eyes glow red. "We should share the good stuff, right?" The Minotaur's axe comes down, about to hit Park Hana. She looks shocked. The axe is about to crush Hana. The others watch in fear, but she just yells in terror. The Minotaur's axe crashes down, creating a shockwave of shattered stone and dust. The Minotaur's axe slams down where Park Hana was standing. Everyone is engulfed in the dust and smoke. Park Hana stands behind Kang Jin Hyuk, tears welling up in her terrified eyes. Suddenly, the Minotaur speaks, questioning Kang Jin Hyuk's right to call it a little calf. With a ferocious roar, the Minotaur prepares to strike again at Kang Jin Hyuk. The axe continues its destructive path, cleaving through the very walls of the labyrinth. The Minotaur's attack misses as Jin Hyuk appears behind it. He bids it farewell, ready to end the fight. The Minotaur is breathing heavily, enraged by Jin Hyuk's taunts. His eyes glow with fury and hatred. The Minotaur lets out a furious roar as it continues to swing its axe. The panel shakes as the Minotaur rages. the building continues to be destroyed. Park Hana looks panicked and is covered in dust. Someone asks if they lost something, hoping the Minotaur won't follow. Jin Hyuk explains that the Minotaur is attracted to the moth residue he touched earlier, so it'll chase them. Park Hana, terrified, questions Kang Jin Hyuk's recklessness. He responds with a question of his own, finding it obvious that he's increasing stats. He also knows that the maze layout changes sometimes. Kang Jin Hyuk confidently declares that he will play with the little calf. The dark-haired man asks Jin Hyuk how long they have to do this. Jin Hyuk replies, exactly 1 month. Park Hana stops Jin Hyuk from fighting. She tells him they should separate now, it is too dangerous. A man thinks if they're not with Jin Hyuk, the Minotaur won't attack. He asks which way to go. The dark-haired man is angry. He thinks that they might all die with Jin Hyuk. As the others panic, they ask Jin Hyuk if he knows the way out. He holds his knife. Hana resigns herself, agreeing to follow Kang Jin Hyuk. He menacingly says nothing is free in this world. Jin Hyuk charges forward with his shield raised, letting out a battle cry. He's now face to face with goblin-like creatures. His shield slams into the goblin horde. The goblins go flying from the force. But one of the goblins manages to slice at Jin Hyuk. He grunts as he is slashed across the leg. The uploaded video gets over 1 million views. People are praising Hamos's goblin dungeon clear. Myeonwon laughs, celebrating his success. His team cheers, realizing they'll get 1,000 coins from the video views. Hamos thanks his team for their hard work. They remind him people think he soloed the dungeon. They buffed him cleverly. Jin Hyuk questions the commenter named Bald Human, who's accusing Hamos of lying. The team tells him to not get depressed by haters. Suddenly, a notification appears. Someone has successfully refined an item to +10 for the first time ever. Jin Hyuk is enraged, seeing the messages about the item refinement. Someone calls Hamos a fucking bastard. Someone shouts, now pay attention, don't just stand around doing nothing. Their team leader explains they need to gather moss and firewood. His team agrees and replies, okay, we're going. Jin Hyuk sees people are investing in item refinement. Now, I guess I should get started too. Jin Hyuk is ready to make some investments. He enters the coin stock exchange. He has 5,000 coins. Jin Hyuk mutters to himself, deciding to buy something. He purchases enchanted tarot cards. Jin Hyuk sees a message, these may be trash to others. He is asked to buy the items. Jin Hyuk smirks, ready to combine the 3 items he just purchased. It is time for item refinement. The system indicates that his 3 items are ready to combine. He triggers the refinement process with a surge of energy. Jin Hyuk smiles triumphantly as Fortuna, goddess of luck's wheel, appears. I did it, he says. Jin Hyuk remembers everything. He knows luck is useless if its limits aren't understood. A surge of power surrounds Jin Hyuk. The system announces his fortune is now maxed out. The success rate for refining these scrolls is extremely low. Jin Hyuk bought them anyway. Jin Hyuk exclaims that his success rate is 100%. The wheel of fortune shines brightly. Now Jin Hyuk is refining his dagger. The refinement is a success. A system message appears congratulating Jin Hyuk. He is the first to plus 10 refine an item on the Korean server. He receives 5,000 coins. Jin Hyuk prepares for battle, his aura surging. The dagger is ready to strike. Jin Hyuk stares at his dagger, now refined to plus 10. Now I finally have something worth using. The party watches the bonfire nervously, created with the firewood. They anxiously await what's coming next. The party is suffering, their only food source is mushrooms and moss. A monstrous creature stands before the party. Will they be able to survive? A minotaur keeps appearing. The shifting labyrinth seems to guard life from death. Jin Hyuk gets ready to strike with the plus 10 dagger. The duo is scared. They think they will be abandoned by Jin Hyuk. People post messages online. They are saying he's from the 10th floor, a psychopath. Someone is frustrated with trying to get outside help and asks for an update. What did the Raven Guild say? Park Hana is stressed out and says she has to do this for 3 weeks. A person lies on the ground, injured. Someone nearby exclaims that they have to survive until Oppa gets there. Someone thinks they can leave this hellhole soon. Someone else says the problem is how to kill him. Someone asks if now is their chance while Jin Hyuk sleeps. Another character shouts, preparing to strike a fatal blow. The man questions if now is their chance while Jin Hyuk sleeps. It is time they will bash his head in. Just as they're about to strike, someone grabs their arm, yelling for them to wait. Is Jin Hyuk saved? The man who yelled to wait seems surprised. He realizes Jin Hyuk's reflexes are too fast to defeat. The man's sister says her brother from the Raven Guild gave her poison. It is the stinger of a giant zucchini wasp. The sister smirks, declaring that they will find a path to safety. Jin Hyuk suddenly gasps, a startled awe escaping his lips. What has he sensed? Cheolsuk asks for more mushrooms, while Hana wants water. It seems their diet will consist of foraged items. Someone offers the plate of mushrooms, urging them to dig into the gross stuff. Another simply states, let's eat. The group doesn't believe that they need to serve Jin Hyuk. Meanwhile, some insult him as he eats. The man is shocked, realizing Jin Hyuk ate the poisoned mushrooms. His plan might actually succeed. Jin Hyuk coughs violently, his body reacting to the poison. The sister is shocked, realizing the poison is working. Jin Hyuk is choking on the poison. He looks up, declaring that he knew about the poison. Jin Hyuk reveals that he swapped the poisoned mushrooms. He then accuses them of cheating by secretly recording. Anonymous comments flood the screen, realizing Jin Hyuk figured out their plan. Is this going to be a real-life PK? Hana's expressions gave her away. It was obvious. Jin Hyuk is disappointed in her and selects yes. Hana panics, yelling, "What's going on?" A notification says anonymity has been removed. 10 viewers remain. Hana is shocked. A message appears stating that RAVNCAWCAW has left the chat. It seems she has been exposed. Hana is in disbelief, questioning where everyone went. A message declares a harsh fate for the current player. Suddenly, a powerful monster with glowing red eyes appears, exclaiming a startled gasp. The screen shakes as a terrifying monster appears. It rushes forward with glowing red eyes and sharp teeth. The sister asks if Jin Hyuk will fight this time too. Hana demands to know where to go. Jin Hyuk calls Hana shameless. He knew they wanted to poison him, so why reveal anything? Jin Hyuk realizes he has met the conditions. He has successfully copied the skill Communion G. Jin Hyuk coldly states he doesn't need her. Hana, looking distraught, yells that he will regret this. What will he do? Hymin reveals her brother is in the Raven Guild. Suddenly, a powerful force strikes Jin Hyuk. The monster crashes into the scene. Hana is sent flying but is told to watch carefully. Jin Hyuk prepares to fight it. Jin Hyuk is surrounded by a powerful dark aura. You should be more afraid of. The monster roars ferociously. Its attack has begun, but someone thinks it is still shallow. The monster's attack lands, causing some damage. Jin Hyuk appears unfazed, thinking closing the distance was worth it. Dust flies as the attack hits the ground. Jin Hyuk declares he can't kill it anyway. He prepares his next move, energy swirling around him. What could he be planning? Jin Hyuk vows to make the monster suffer, activating his fire element skill. The monster is ready for another attack. It is bursting with orange energy. The monster unleashes a powerful roar, creating a massive shockwave. Debris flies as its strength is displayed. Jin Hyuk, holding a dagger, tells the monster not to go crazy. If it gets muscular, it will be tough to chew. Facing the Minotaur, Jin Hyuk tells Jang Chulsik, don't run around too much. Jin Hyuk holds a short dagger, the blade glowing with a purple aura. Jin Hyuk smirks, stating, we're almost there. The Minotaur roars, seemingly enraged by Jin Hyuk's confidence. The panel reads, the moment he takes out the last card, a red aura appears. The Minotaur's power explodes outward, shaking the entire 10th level. The force of the explosion sends shockwaves throughout the level as debris flies. Hymin looks terrified as she asks, how are we going to win against that? The Minotaur activates its special skill, level 10 explosion. The Minotaur bellows that he will scatter Jin Hyuk's remains inside the dungeon. No one will ever invade this place again. Jin Hyuk notes that his mana efficiency has improved and thinks to himself, not bad. Jin Hyuk holds up his dagger, daring the Minotaur to come at me. The Minotaur unleashes an attack with swirling green energy. Jin Hyuk prepares to counter with a purple blade. The attacks collide. Jin Hyuk counters the green swirl with his purple blade. The Minotaur and Jin Hyuk's attacks explode. It creates a chaotic scene. Lee Hymin is in disbelief. The Minotaur isn't holding back anymore and is unleashing his full power. The Minotaur's power is overwhelming, even for entire guilds to challenge it. Hymin says, but that crazy fucker. Jin Hyuk prepares another attack with an intense purple glow. Hymin is in shock, thinking, how can he smile in this situation? It feels like time stopped. Jin Hyuk falls through the air, reflecting on a feeling of powerlessness. However, Jin Hyuk's death wasn't the end. He has obtained a gap stat of 57. The scene shifts as the words "this world" appear. An avatar of Anubis appears. The Minotaur shouts as Jin Hyuk deflects his attack. A message pops up. Gap stat has increased as much as 0.05. The clash causes an even bigger explosion. The raw power is undeniable. The aftermath of the blast is visible. Debris rains down, marking the sheer devastation unleashed by their combined attacks. Massive chunks of stone are sent flying as Jin Hyuk prepares for another attack. The Minotaur growls fiercely, lunging at Jin Hyuk. He's caught in the blast, flying backwards from the explosion. The Minotaur says Jin Hyuk is just acting strong. The purple blade shines. The Minotaur boasts that Jin Hyuk can barely scratch him. He lunges forward with immense power. Jin Hyuk lands hard after the explosion, the dust settling around his feet. The time limit for the Minotaur's level 10 explosion is over. He starts to pant, exhausted. The Minotaur notes that the 5 minutes of his special skill is over. This, arrogant. The Minotaur's explosion skill lasts 5 minutes but has a 24-hour suspension. He exclaims, human. Jin Hyuk realizes the 57 gap stat points can close a 19-level gap. He now has 20 days remaining. The system says this pace is enough to reach 100 points. Hymin asks if it's over. Jang Chulsik notes that it's paused because explosion is over. Hymin wonders if she still has it. Jin Hyuk makes a peace sign and says, there's still 20 days left. The scene shifts to 20 days later, highlighting the passage of time. The Minotaur reels from Jin Hyuk's attack, his face contorted in pain. Jin Hyuk continues his attacks. He scores gap stat increases with each hit. Finally, he reaches 100 gap stat points. The Minotaur's red eyes glow with rage as he shouts that he's reached his target. The Minotaur questions why Jin Hyuk appears to be weakening and thinks, maybe it's only me. Jin Hyuk says farewell to the Minotaur. He is now facing Hymin. He thinks to himself, what's left is only to deal with you, huh? Jin Hyuk says, deal with me. Hymin is surprised. In turn, she will recruit for the GOIN company. Jin Hyuk is told he is not ambitious and asked if he is even interested in the company. Lee Hymin states her ability is friendliness and sympathy. Hymin has already given up. Jin Hyuk replies and. The man says he will make an announcement for the GOIN company candidate. Hymin protests. Hymin asks for more time to think. Jin Hyuk's sinister smile reveals his plan is already in motion. Min, desperate to survive, offers Jin Hyuk a ring her brother traded for Korean ginseng. She begs him to spare her life. Jin Hyuk looks concerned. A thought bubble asks about Braham's ring's fate. Braham's ring, a top item from the first floor, enhances movement speed and mana resistance. The Truth's Eye ability activates. Someone notes that Min isn't lying. Jin Hyuk congratulates her. She's the GOIN company intern. She says that she survived. Jin Hyuk states interns don't receive salaries. He demands she answer his calls at any time, any location. A contract is next. Jin Hyuk states that Min has to cooperate and readies both sympathy and fire element. Sympathy and fire element fuse. Jin Hyuk smiles, saying it will be slightly hot. A stigma of soul is obtained. Jin Hyuk, glowing with power, asks if she expected a simple paper contract. Min is terrified, realizing the situation's intensity. Jin Hyuk welcomes Min as the GOIN company intern, leaving her in shock. A stigma of soul has been engraved onto her face. The system announces that they cleared the labyrinth on the first floor. Hana shouts that they made it, they're alive. The system announces that the progress will be recorded in the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Each player will receive 5,000 coins. The intern agrees. Jin Hyuk extends his hand, demanding whatever he wants. Park Hana hesitates, feeling pressured. Jin Hyuk boasts that he made over 10,000 coins. He demands that Park Hana acquire Braham's ring in 3 days. Park Hana argues. Jin Hyuk changes it to 2. Jin Hyuk prepares to attack, gathering power in his hand, grinning menacingly. Hana hides. Hana, marked with Jin Hyuk's handprint, accepts his challenge, resolving to get it somehow. Hyuk's guild members are reminded that they are Korea's best. Other countries are failing. The leader of the Dagon Guild believes they are strong enough. Jin Hyuk thinks he's in a hurry and may regret his decision later. Jin Hyuk states that the Dagon Guild wants to take all resources in the tower. Each floor is fixed, lasting only 90 days. There's no need to rush the second and third floors. Jin Hyuk is staring down an army of monsters from the Tower of Trials. A message indicates that the pressure of the difficulty will become stronger. The system also says mankind is already failing. Jin Hyuk resolves to collect information about the last month. Jin Hyuk realizes he needs trusted people for information amidst chaos and false data. He thinks of an old, reliable source. Jin Hyuk is looking at popular results for a weapon on his phone. He wonders if they are the only ones. A man introduces himself as Human B, stating his real name is Lee Taemin. Nuclear Fist shows off her in-game avatar, then states that her real name is Yu Yeonhwa. Lee Taemin's character is revealed to have the Machine Monarch title and unique ability. The Eye of Truth shows Yu Yeonhwa's stats, unique ability, and her skills. The screen displays Yu Yeonhwa's extreme taekwondo ability. Jin Hyuk thinks they worked well together. Kang Jin Hyuk introduces himself, stating his name. The other man tells Jin Hyuk it's his turn. Jin Hyuk reveals his old nickname was Yungapon. He questions his past decisions. He admits that he was a BJ for Paprika TV but has since quit. The other man mentions he watched his streams. Kang Jin Hyuk tells the others to feel free to talk to him. It has been a while. Jin Hyuk's new partners agree, stating they'll speak comfortably. He acknowledges that they both seem very sociable and have ulterior motives. Kang Jin Hyuk states that he needs more people to join him. He admits that he is tired of being run over. Jin Hyuk is meeting Taemin and Yeonhwa for the first time but feels comfortable. He wants them to fill him in on what happened outside the labyrinth. He is interested in guild activity and trends among BJs. Jin Hyuk is told of a group called Mine that kidnaps people. They also run coin factories. Taemin asks if Jin Hyuk went somewhere for a month. Jin Hyuk confirms this. Taemin asks if Jin Hyuk got tested. The city is filled with traffic on a busy highway. Something bad is about to happen. When the Tower of Trials appeared, many rushed in. Deaths increased from floor 2. Yu Yeonhwa points to her wrist, which has a barcode. The narration introduces Han Sang-jin. Jin Hyuk realizes that the Awakening People's Association system can be used to his advantage. The world shifts to a cityscape. A building displays recruitment for the Awakening Society. Players who fail and are judged below grade F are immediately disqualified from advancing to the second floor. However, highly graded players will draw the attention of top guilds. Someone hopes for at least an E grade. An announcer says those who have gathered to make it possible. Someone ponders who they should learn from. The crowd recognizes Park Hana from the Black Crow Guild, surprised. Someone shouts for everyone to look behind them with urgency. The crowd recognizes another high-profile player, Kim Kaiti from Fighting Abbey Guild. Someone says not to miss a single scene. A man is getting his glasses, questioning why it's so crowded. He's told people want to make a fortune. The man warns that failing to perform well will have consequences. Someone tells the woman not to worry and that it's fine. A crowd demands people clear the way. A man aggressively demands, "What are you doing? Can't you hear to get out of my way?" The man is asked to move. He questions why he should. Another man says to let him handle the situation. Someone is being grabbed and warned that they're making a mistake. They're told to back off while they are calm. Someone questions if this is the man Park Hana talked about. Jin Hyuk's Eye of Truth is activated. Park Hajan's stats appear. Park Hajan questions why he is being stared at. He seems annoyed. A system message explains that unique abilities can be copied. Park Hajan is unfazed. He says that copying won't work and that he has a lot of eyes. Someone yells, "No, this punk is really crazy." Another man watches with a sinister red eye. Park Hajan is shocked by something. Suddenly, someone is moving towards him aggressively from below. Han Sang-jin crushes something in his hand, looking infuriated. Another character yells, calling someone a fucking insect. Han Sang-jin unleashes a burst of power, eyes glowing red with rage. An official yells for everyone to get back, fearing the collateral damage. Han Sang-jin throws a water bottle, completely enraged. He yells out "KUT," showing his frustration as droplets of water fly everywhere. Han Sang-jin attacks with immense power, targeting the shadow figure. His eyes glow red as he launches a devastating blow. Amidst the chaos, someone screams after seeing a man collapse. People wonder if the person tripped, but a woman feels terrified. She's clearly scared of someone. Han Sang-jin, looking determined, firmly states, "Leave it at that. The discussion is over." Someone mentions Kim Kaiti, activating the Eye of Truth. However, it immediately fails due to level difference. Someone observes Han Sang-jin, eyes glowing, and senses his power. They didn't realize he had someone watching over him. Someone says Han Sang-jin is useful, even if a handful. He asks if it's because he supplies Korean ginseng to China. Han Sang-jin grits his teeth, enraged by what he's hearing. Someone wonders about Korean ginseng. Another man asks almost rhetorically if the how even matters in this situation. Someone questions if they can ask a more practical question. Then a voice says, "Stop there. Kim Kaiti has activated level 3. A blackout barrier has been activated, separating the characters. Someone yells out Hyung, in a panic, caught in the middle. Han Sang-jin's eyes blaze with golden light as he activates his power. He's ready to fight. Someone yells out Jinhyuk Oppa. They seem to be far away from the fight. Someone notices the blackout barrier. He wonders out loud, "Oh, a barrier." Korean ginseng is mentioned, but eating it raw causes magic poisoning. The character notes the side effects are kicking in. Someone asks if finding the root is difficult. He offers to help, asking if he's earned their trust now. He looks uneasy. Someone is asking who in the world is he. He agrees to play along, saying however. Someone is warning that if you are playing poor tricks, be prepared. He says he won't just let it slide. He thinks the price is too high, even for this, demanding 10 dungeons. He decides, "I need to draw the line here." An impact is made. Someone shouts in surprise, "Huh." But someone sinisterly smiles, perhaps enjoying the commotion. Someone says, "You must be misunderstanding something." The man has a dark aura and a weapon. The dark figure responds ominously, "It is me." An explosion sends someone flying. The woman's eyes glow red with intensity. She yells, "Get back," warning those nearby of the imminent danger. Someone threatens death if they aren't obeyed. The blackout barrier vanishes. Kang Jin Hyuk says, "Calm down, Yeonhwa." Someone asks if he was forced to come along. He responds, saying he's all right. Someone thinks he was a better listener than I thought. Another man yells, "Are you just going to let them go?" Someone is begging for another chance. He promises, "I'll go all out," as he grits his teeth. Someone spits out blood, clutching their chest after taking an attack. The attacker warns against acting alone again. Someone is being choked and he responds, "Why yes, I understand." In the distance, people run and panic from the chaos. Someone wonders what happened inside the barrier. An enraged man vows to kill. Someone smirks, ready to show their power with a test. People nearby whisper, noting how someone wiped the floor with Park Hajin. A leaderboard shows Park Hana in first place. Someone wonders if the intern ate ginseng before the test. He then asks for the next person. A voice says the test is to strike the magic stone. He can use items or an ability. Someone is asked if he is going to use a dagger and not an ability. He responds that it is more than enough. He is told he can begin. A man is inspecting Jin Hyuk. Jin Hyuk tilts his head in confusion. The man states it's a mid-grade magic stone. Someone says to use the low-grade magic stone. Mid and high-grade don't budge. Jin Hyuk unleashes a devastating attack, the impact shaking the surroundings. Will it work? Someone says unbelievable. People are disqualified if they don't reach the magic stone's power. The magic stone is sliced in half. Someone shouts, "Congratulations, you're S-rank." The man sees Kang Jin Hyuk's stats on his tablet. Stunned, he says, "Wait," and scrambles to report this information to his superiors. Someone demands that a report be postponed for 1 week. His subordinate stutters, confused by the sudden request. Someone has learned many things in life. He states, "The fist that's close is scarier." He asks, "You get it right." Jin Hyuk arrives to see Park Hana. A caption shows us it's intern Park Hana. Someone presents Braham's ring saying, "I have what you asked for." Someone else believes, "See, I told you it was possible." Someone presents Braham's ring. Another woman's eyes glow, demanding her promise be fulfilled. The scene shifts to the first floor, ruins in the mountains. The MC knows he is not strong enough to enter alone. Kang Jin Hyuk plans to register as a porter. He is greeted by an acquaintance. Jin Hyuk's acquaintance agrees that things are tough for everyone. The acquaintance then shows off a picture of his family, saying he wants to support them. Another comments on how F-ranks like Jin Hyuk need to be careful. The group ventures into the dungeon. They understand that gadgets will not work here. Jin Hyuk says that at least the people will get to go home. The man laughs boisterously, amused by the recent comment. "Yeah, thanks for saying that at least." A new raid quest begins. This first attack on the ruins is difficulty S. They have finally arrived at their destination. A man tells everyone that they should rest before the raid begins. A treasure chest gleams nearby. A notification appears, a special reward for conquering the tower is here. Jin Hyuk is surprised. A new skill, Monopolize, is unlocked. The MC's eyes gleam with wicked delight. The narrator exclaims that choosing a great reward is amazing. Among the thousands of rewards presented in the Tower of Trials. Above the MC, text floats saying probability means nothing to him now. Kang Jin Hyuk complains about the teleportation process. He asks, "What are the numbers?" Another man confirms that all 50 have arrived safely. Of course, who else could use magic? It must be him. Someone mentions they are the Balhi Guild's main attack units. Someone else says that the guy is the captain, commenting he looks young, then Eye of Truth is activated. The man says they will organize the group by ranks and move accordingly. Kang Jin Hyuk realizes he needs to gain Song Chunhwa's loyalty. He thinks, gain his loyalty, this sucks. The man thinks the captain looks okay if he doesn't hold him back. Ding, he wonders, what's the world coming to? The lead man holds a magical staff with a glowing gem. He warns everyone that it's extremely dark ahead. He tells them to follow closely or they'll be lost forever. Level 1 Illuminate skill has been activated. Red light emanates outward. The scene shows the aftermath of a battle. Bodies and broken weapons litter the scene. The group arrives at the ruins. Everyone is amazed by how tremendously large the ruins are. The previous party crushed the monsters. The team is in a large circular room. A man warns everyone to be quiet. Other porters have arrived and are calling for Chunhwa. Jin Hyuk contemplates him after hearing there weren't any casualties. Someone thinks that the lack of casualties is strange considering the guild's attack power. Jin Hyuk is asked what he is doing. An attendant is ordered to hand out water and ice. He realizes he's still a porter. The leader requests help with the foreigners. The MC spots a symbol and recognizes it as belonging to the Zion Guild. He notes that it seems like Europe's elite are present. He also notices a smaller person within their ranks. Jin Hyuk wonders if he should try to befriend his new party members. The attendant hands out ice water to everyone. A notification appears. Communion skill is now activated. Jin Hyuk watches as a notification pops up, indicating someone has a favorable impression of him. Meanwhile, Chunwa's armor seems to click into place. The text reveals that this person is the youngest daughter of the Laurentia aristocratic family. She's an all-rounder with divine powers. The panel reveals that she's Teresa du Laurentia, the Saintess of Amsterdam. She saved Amsterdam from devastation. Jin Hyuk now knows why there weren't any casualties. Teresa is drinking water, stating that it's so refreshing. Meanwhile, Jin Hyuk thinks about how he activated the Eye of Truth on the Saintess of Amsterdam. His skill fails. The narrator is shocked at the level difference. Luckily, his stats helped him. Eye of Truth is activated. Despite the warning, Jin Hyuk peeks at Teresa's stats. Yes, I can see it now. Teresa's stats and skills are displayed. The requirement to copy her skills is to save her life from danger. Jin Hyuk is impressed. Jin Hyuk notices that Teresa has a class quest in progress, so that's why she gave up going to the boss. Teresa thanks him. Jin Hyuk realizes that he has the chance to gain a powerful skill. The skill is called Blessing of the Stars. Now, how will he put her in danger? Teresa is covered in blood and surrounded by chaos. The requirements aren't easy, Jin Hyuk realizes. Someone calls out to Song Chunwa, urging him to come quickly. We see a character in armor running. The situation seems dire based on Song Chunwa's worried expression. Someone yells that they can't believe it. They're in trouble. It's too late. They've hit the Guardian sentry. The Guardians are here. The party is in trouble. Someone yells, shit. The ruined security system, a sleeping bomb, has awakened. Someone shouts, demanding to know who touched it. Another argues that complaining is pointless now because it's already waking up. Time is running out. Sweat drips down the MC's face as he thinks that many people will die, but he objects. It's too soon to quit. Song Chunwa is caught in the blast, thinking of his journey to become captain. He shouts that he won't let it end like this. He commands that they're going inside. Someone shouts, asking if the guy is crazy. The backup party hasn't even arrived. They will be pouring in from all sides. The leader says to follow him. Someone states that they need to save Teresa the Saintess. She looks battle-ready. Someone shouts, did you hear? The Guardians woke up. Another asks what the person is worried about. Balhi has a plan. The archer confidently states that solo players must listen to the captain's orders. He then confidently says that the guild should have dealt with the Guardians. Suddenly, a giant robot hand appears behind him. He is visibly confused. The guild members are facing off against the Guardians. They prepare for a tough fight ahead, buffing the tankers for defense. Songji on HWA activates Iron Shield and Edge Formation. Lee Yunmi is also activating a skill. With the Song of Warrior active, the guild members yell to maintain their formation. The Guardians are approaching. With a resounding crash, the Guardian strikes the barrier. The impact sends shockwaves through the air as the guild members brace themselves. The guild members are sent flying backwards. An explosion erupts as they're alerted commander. The guild shouts, requesting more tankers because they can't hold the line. They also need a healer. The commander silences the report about solo players. He knows casualties are inevitable and they must focus on the battle. The solo players realize that they have been ignored. Their cries for help echo in the ruins. The Guardian slams its foot down. Thud is heard as everyone trembles. Teresa activates the Sign of the Cross level 4. A blinding light emanates around her. The Guardian's power explodes as it unleashes its devastating attack. Teresa unleashes the Sign of the Cross at level 4, but the Guardian's power overpowers her attack. Someone shouts, Teresa. Despite the call of her name, Teresa stands unwavering with a determined look. Two Guardians break through the main force. Now non-combat personnel are in danger. The Guardians' roars fill the air as they advance. A man questions the idea of being safe. With a swing of its axe, the Guardian declares, we're dying now. As the dust settles, one of the guild members shouts a warning. Mr. Kang, behind you. Kang remembers a deal he made. Kang is about to be crushed. Blue flames surround the giant guardian's foot. Suddenly, Kang activates Fire Element Level 1 and shouts that there is not a chance the guardian will crush him. Kang watches the guild fight. He needs to remain level 1. Later, someone questions his power. He says he's just lucky. A mysterious man arrives. He seems to be the one behind the guardians. A man is thrown to the ground. He's attacked, then Teresa is confronted about threatening non-combatants with a knife. Teresa's power surges as she prepares to fight. Meanwhile, Kang is confused and asks, "What?" Kang clashes with Teresa, but she shouts, "Don't resist, I don't want to hurt you." Teresa seems upset. Teresa is knocked backwards by the force. Someone declares, "I will hear your self-justification in the association." It seems Teresa is blinded by anger. She declares, "After all, everything—" The Guardian's attack hits, exploding with devastating force. Teresa falls to the ground. Teresa claims she didn't awaken the Guardians, and if she did, she'd have killed them. People shout about the fight. The man yells in shock as a blade nearly strikes Teresa. She quietly questions what's happening. Teresa apologizes, feeling terrible for attacking Kang. He assures her that it's all right as his actions were suspicious. Kang then confirms his name is Jin Hyuk. Teresa asks why he hides his identity. Jin Hyuk responds that it is the same reason as hers. Teresa realizes Jin Hyuk used the Zion Guild as a distraction to obtain St. Peter's pledge. Jin Hyuk states that he already knows how to conquer the ruins and that he can rely on her. Jin Hyuk asks Teresa what she thinks. Teresa is concerned and offers to go with him. The guild members argue about their strategy. "No way, are you out of your mind?" someone asks, demanding what independent action means. Teresa says nothing will change even if he proceeds without her. The commanders must maintain equal authority. Jin Hyuk is willing to return before the end of the map. Teresa agrees to join Jin Hyuk with a cheerful thank you. However, both have ulterior motives. A request is made to bring someone to help as a porter. Just do as you wish. The guild members know it's going to be hell and attempt to avoid Teresa's gaze, fearing selection. Someone is hoping they aren't picked. Seeing Teresa's willingness, Jin Hyuk makes his choice and says, "I'll go with her." The man recalls a time and asks if anyone has felt burning heat because of someone when they were young. Kang thinks his skills aren't enough and he might die, but it doesn't matter. Some comment on his youth. With the decision made, the scene transitions. The text reads, "Go, Porter Kang." Jin Hyuk and Teresa are surrounded by the awakened guardians. Teresa calls out Jin Hyuk's name repeatedly. A view of the sarcophagus shows the location of St. Peter's pledge. Teresa tells Jin Hyuk that he needs to remove the grain on the sarcophagus. Jin Hyuk says that he's already checked it. Jin Hyuk calmly says he knows as a warning message appears. It states that the Lord of the Corrupted Corridor is looking for them. The group realizes that the message is from the boss monster and is on their status. Teresa believes the message is from the boss monster. She wonders what it means that the boss is staring at them. Jin Hyuk realizes the boss acknowledged him. Teresa asks Jin Hyuk when he first talked to her he knew about the place. Jin Hyuk is calm but wonders about his confidence. Jin Hyuk says yes, it's been a while, as he contemplates their next move. Teresa then asks what they should do. The Guardians stand ready, their red eyes glowing menacingly. Jin Hyuk and Teresa are surrounded. With a determined expression, Teresa stands ready to fight the Guardians. Jin Hyuk and Teresa prepare for battle against the horde of Guardians. A close-up reveals a Guardian's menacing red eyes and sharp teeth. Teresa's battle song skill has boosted everyone's stats. Jin Hyuk knows she'll draw monster aggro, which is what she intends. She moves to fight. Guardians descend rapidly upon Jin Hyuk and Teresa. Their battle song continues to buff her stats. Teresa's divine power will stop the undead from reforming. She raises her sword, readying her power. Teresa's strengthened divine power skill is active, shining with bright light. The Guardians roar as they rush towards Teresa. The light from Teresa's power shines brightly around them. Teresa's powerful attack clashes with the Guardians, exploding in a burst of light. Teresa's attack obliterated the Guardians. Jin Hyuk steps forward, crushing a skull. He confidently declares, "Let's move on." The undead are primarily attacking Teresa. By entrusting Teresa, the fight can progress. A message states that the risk of accidentally leveling up is reduced. Jin Hyuk unleashes a powerful attack. An elite lick has appeared in the hidden ruins. This could complicate things. A powerful explosion rocks the area as Jin Hyuk and Teresa face off against the new threat. The elite lick has appeared. Jin Hyuk wonders why there were no Dullahan enemies previously. He thinks the scene changed with Teresa around. He plans to be more careful. The elite lick and other undead are easily defeated, all of them destroyed. With a deafening crash, the elite lick explodes. It seems that its attack didn't even touch Jin Hyuk. As Jin Hyuk falls, a wave of dark energy washes over the environment. Something is happening to him. An explosion is triggered, obliterating everything in the room. Even a Class 3 barrier can be smashed. Jin Hyuk's level 5 energy shield has been destroyed by the elite lick's assault. It seems the battle is intensifying. Jin Hyuk is sent flying by the elite lick's devastating attack. The Guardian's armor shatters and explodes, leaving Jin Hyuk's fate uncertain. Jin Hyuk readies his blade, pondering what to do next. Teresa is still fighting the Guardians. Teresa unleashes a final devastating strike. The elite lick is left standing. It taunts Jin Hyuk, calling him a skeleton ripoff. Jin Hyuk, seemingly unharmed, wonders who is talking to him. He steps on a skull and declares, "I finally found you." The elite lick speaks, stating that one person knows its behavior. It claims that Jin Hyuk was destined to arrive here. As Jin Hyuk materializes his sword, he says, "Long time no see" to someone. The update is complete, and it seems acceptance of this new reality is growing. Let's see what is in store. XXGRATSTSORCRXX looks stressed, muttering he needs to clear his head. The Tower of Trials becoming reality weighs heavily. He realizes he's wasting time. I need to hurry. He needs to get to the item he wants. He thinks that the world might end soon. But why? He can't contain his excitement and his heart is beating fast. He's in Central City surrounded by crowds. He shouts, wondering about the fastest train. People are panicking. One yells that even Busan is not safe. Another shouts they need to leave Korea. A woman exclaims the tower has appeared in other countries too. Then where can we go? A man shouts that they're not in Seoul anymore. He warns others that staying here means certain death. He runs towards the underground. XXGRATSTSORCRXX ignores the fleeing crowds, thinking it's time to charge forward, not retreat. XXGRATSTSORCRXX remembers this place was an external zone in the game, one of 30 in the whole country. Now it's an event zone. The scene is chaotic with people running. An event zone is active here. XXGRATSTSORCRXX observes the people. We see a group of people who played the beginning of the Tower of Trials game. They're glaring at each other, a natural response. The item is limited. Someone recognizes XXGRATSTSORCRXX, calling him Kang Jin Hyuk. He laughs, confirming he's indeed who they think he is. The man continues, mentioning Kang Jin Hyuk played the game all day. Lee Jong-soo, a popular streamer and ex-CEO, is introduced. Lee Jong-soo sighs, wondering what streaming is good for now. He asks Kang Jin Hyuk what floor he reached in the game. Kang Jin Hyuk wonders aloud, "Coworkers." Flashback to the streaming company that exploited its streamers. The speaker knows Kang Jin Hyuk is a great gamer. They also comment on his mukbang streams. Someone gets punched, losing teeth. Lee Jong-soo is clutching his face, seemingly in pain after being punched. Kang Jin Hyuk says that felt great. He thinks it should be about time for the item to come out. The treasure room has appeared. It is filled with angelic statues, all surrounding a mysterious, sparkling fountain. The air vibrates with. The treasure room shakes violently and explosions happen. What is going on in this mysterious place? The environment distorts. Energy surges with lightning bolts as a change is happening. Someone shouts in surprise, recognizing the area as the mangrove. Kang Jin Hyuk wonders if it's all real and not a dream. Someone notices that the tree has fruits. They are ripening and will raise strength, agility, health, and magic stats. The man with the sword asks if Kang Jin Hyuk doesn't recognize him. Suddenly, the Eye of Truth activates and the stat effects are nullified. Kang Jin Hyuk sees the man's status window. Chun Yusung male 28 swordsman. Kang Jin Hyuk sees that Chun Yusung carries an iron sword with Kyan Long engraved on it. The scene shifts to the National Museum of Korea, back when the tower was just a game. Kang Jin Hyuk recalls someone who, after losing once, kept challenging him no matter the place or what he did. The scene flashes back to when Kang Jin Hyuk faced Chun Yusung, who had an extreme warrior concept. Kang Jin Hyuk is surprised to see Chun Yusung, thinking him to be a psycho stalker. Chun Yusung asks if that's all Kang Jin Hyuk saw him as. Kang Jin Hyuk remembers meeting him back at the museum. Chun Yusung declares that things will be different this time around. He won't be pushed around anymore. Chun Yusung tells him that he won't stop him if he wants to fight. He asks Kang Jin Hyuk if he'll be okay. Yusung says that Jin Hyuk's comrade won't be still if he does. Chun Yusung sees Teresa running towards him with her sword drawn. He tells Jin Hyuk that he has brought an annoying comrade. Chun Yusung's skill, Battlefield Selection, activates with a burst of bright blue energy. Kang Jin Hyuk is shocked. Blue energy intensifies around Chun Yusung. Cracks begin to form in the area around them, creating what looks like a battlefield. Teresa yells out to Kang Jin Hyuk, "JINHYUKSSI." Chun Yusung holds a sphere of dark energy and grins, "I'll see you later." Teresa calls out to Jin Hyuk as Chun Yusung's energy intensifies. It's chaotic. Kang Jin Hyuk and Chun Yusung are separated by a distance in the battlefield. Chun Yusung declares there won't be anyone to bother them anymore. He then activates his level 5 one-on-one skill. All of Chun Yusung's stats have increased by 10%. Kang Jin Hyuk's stats have decreased by 10%. Kang Jin Hyuk realizes that Chun Yusung's skills are nerfing him. The situation has become very disadvantageous for him. A message pops up, alerting Kang Jin Hyuk of the overwhelmingly disadvantageous situation. The special condition for fusion has been activated. The message says, in an overwhelmingly disadvantageous situation, copy conditions will be modified. Copying the skill is now approved. Kang Jin Hyuk declares he will copy Chun Yusung's unique ability. He receives a message that he copied Song of Swords. Blue energy surges from Kang Jin Hyuk's hand. Has he successfully copied the skill? As the message about skill recording appears, Chun Yusung yells about being ignored. He tells Jin Hyuk not to relax. The two clash swords in a flurry of blue energy. This bastard, Kang Jin Hyuk thinks. Kang Jin Hyuk glares at Chun Yusung and asks him what he's planning. He notes the missing mid-range fighting style. Chun Yusung is powering up level 6 soul-chasing sword energy. He yells, "You're ignoring me until the end." Kang Jin Hyuk and Chun Yusung fight. Chun Yusung asks if Kang Jin Hyuk is trying too hard. Chun Yusung questions Kang Jin Hyuk using sword energy on a beginner. He argues that calling himself a beginner is nonsense. Kang Jin Hyuk thinks that using sword energy with the dagger is a waste. The blade would likely break. Kang Jin Hyuk declares that he'll create an ability capable of countering Chun Yusung's sword energy. He prepares a move. Kang Jin Hyuk is fusing Song of Swords with the demonic soul pill. Fusion overrank activates. The announcement declares Song of Swords and the demonic soul pill will be fused together. The energy surges and intensifies. Kang Jin Hyuk activates Grave of Swords. Black energy emanates from his body. Level 1 Knight of the Black Moon has been activated. It's only 110 strength. Kang Jin Hyuk feels Chun Yusung's strength and realizes his magic power isn't enough. He needs to increase it. Chun Yusung believes the battlefield favors him since Jin Hyuk is not at mid-range. Chun Yusung's face contorts in anger as he wonders why he can't win. A game death screen appears. You died. A death screen appears with weapons around it. Chun Yusung removes his VR headset. He mutters about doing his best. Chun Yusung, eyes glowing with frustration, screams, "Why can't I surpass you?" He grits his teeth in anger. Chun Yusung screams, "I can't accept this," as blue energy surrounds him. The force of the clash between the two is strong, shaking the air around them. Kang Jin Hyuk's new power seems to have disrupted Chun Yusung's energy. He yells in disbelief about his sword energies being slashed. Chun Yusung says he fought someone faster and used stronger skills until he got tired. Kang Jin Hyuk wields his dagger. dark energy swirling around it as he prepares to strike. Chun Yusung grunts as Kang Jin Hyuk's attack lands. He appears to be hit with great force and is reeling. Kang Jin Hyuk's strike sends Chun Yusung flying back from the impact. Chun Yusung confidently says he's won again. He wonders how many times this makes it. Chun Yusung, defeated, is kneeling. He mutters that it's the 138th time. He asks Kang Jin Hyuk to kill him. Jin Hyuk smirks, wordless. Chun Yusung, realizing his loss, says that next time will be the 139th defeat. But the Tower of Trials is no joke. Someone reflects on the need for more strong players like Kang Jin Hyuk. They think copying skills from the same person takes 60 days. Kang Jin Hyuk thinks about how he doesn't have to go find Chun Yusung now. Inside the ruins, someone calls out to Chunhua, while another asks if the monsters are already dead. He states that his detection magic is reacting, but the monsters were already dealt with. Suddenly, he sees a red dot approaching on the radar. The team notices a giant iron golem appearing before them, clearly shocked. Someone shouts, noticing something is off. Looking up, they see a figure standing atop the iron golem. Someone recognizes the figure atop the golem. It's a high-ranking vampire. What could this mean for the team? The vampire welcomes the humans. He introduces himself as Velis, a blood kin. Velis declares himself the master of these ruins. He is a blood kin who serves someone called Jinzo. The vampire says he came to give them a proposal. How shocking. Velis holds a sharp blade. He offers a choice: come quietly or face the consequences. What will they choose? The ground glows with a strange light as a skill activates. It's called Blood Fist, but what does it do? The hero cries out as a red liquid envelopes the scene. What the? My body is. Blood swirls intensely around them as the vampire's skill begins to take effect. Velis is using Blood Fist. Now he ominously declares that he will half of you. Velis grins wickedly, covered in blood. He asks if they'll be his appetizer. But just as the blood begins to take over, a system message appears. Divine Purification is activated. But just as the skill is blocked, a notification shows. Magic rose by 12. Jin Hyuk expresses his shock. He can't believe he got frozen tear. It's incredibly rare. The girl is shocked. She realizes the assault team didn't just lose, they were kidnapped. The hero declares he needs to leave. He has no reason to hesitate, even if it only saves one person. But he wonders what'll happen if he becomes someone's plaything. He needs the assault team's support to defeat Jinzo. Teresa looks down, wondering if things would have been different if she was with the team. The hero decides he'll leave. He claims he has nothing to do with the team. Teresa tells Jin Hyuk to follow her advice if he's unsure. Chun Yusung internally admits Jin Hyuk has no honor. He adds that he challenges him because of it. Jin Hyuk says he knows one thing for sure. He can defeat Jinzo right now. Someone declares that Jin Hyuk is the only punk in the world. He spoke too soon. Teresa thanks Jin Hyuk for the advice. She wants to commission him for a party contract. She warns him the fee will be high. Jin Hyuk is warned he might become broke. Teresa promises to give him as many coins as she can to help her fight Jinzo. Jin Hyuk is still going to go save the team. He accepts the quest. They reach a massive door. The immense amount of magic energy is noticeable, and Teresa looks worried. He says it's unbelievable. The hero reassures Teresa not to be scared. He reminds her the opponent is strong. Teresa asks if he has a plan to save the team. Jin Hyuk responds that he has a plan. They approach the door. Teresa looks at Jin Hyuk with serious eyes. She says, "You need to put your absolute trust in me." Inside the Cloister of the Fallen, Jin Hyuk and Teresa face the Master. He sits on a throne at the end of a long hall. The vampire smiles as Jin Hyuk and Teresa arrive in the long hall. "You're finally here." Jinzo sits on her skull throne. She finally speaks. "I was tired of waiting." Jin Hyuk asks if the kidnapped people are safe. Jinzo responds, "Take a look yourself." A system message appears. Dimension break has been deactivated. The kidnapped team is no longer in an alternate space. Jinzo, from atop her throne, wonders if Park Hajin woke up the Guardians. She claims Jin Hyuk smells. Jinzo says that's right, it is the sweetest I've ever smelled. Jinzo licks her finger, reminiscing about the scent of their blood. She thinks it's very sweet. Jinzo claims that Jin Hyuk's blood aroma is arousing. This has never happened before. Jin Hyuk realizes a vampire is targeting his blood, who wouldn't be uneasy. Jinzo tells him not to worry. Jinzo tells Jin Hyuk she'll let him live for 60 years, but Jin Hyuk doesn't want to be a fancy lunchbox. The hero looks down, red magic surges around him ominously, but what's happening? As a surge of power radiates from Jin Hyuk, he defiantly declares, "No one asked for your opinion." Kang Jin Hyuk has a serious look, then the view switches to Alice's cold gaze. Alice states with certainty, "You don't have a choice in the matter." A massive impact shakes the ground. Jinzo shouts, "All right, I am." Then he tells Alice, "You're so fierce, however I won't give you anything." Jin Hyuk crouches down, declaring he'll offer something sweeter. Alice replies, "Your subterfuge is pointless." Alice, with a sly smile, declares that no offer can sway her. But Jin Hyuk simply asks with a smirk, "Are you sure about that?" Above Alice, glowing text asks, "Is freedom?" She looks up with red eyes. Alice is enraged by the word freedom, shouting, "How dare you say that here? I'll rip you apart." The cloaked figures behind Alice point their weapons towards Kang Jin Hyuk. "Human," Alice then says, "You." Alice says that he must take responsibility for what he said. Jin Hyuk crouches, saying he wouldn't be here if he couldn't. Alice demands Jin Hyuk takes responsibility, but he reveals, "My name is Kang Jin Hyuk," as the representative of demonic humans. Kang Jin Hyuk declares with conviction, "I will free you from this place." Dark energy erupts from Kang Jin Hyuk's face as he prepares to fight Alice. The panel reveals the title Demonic Human, signifying those who have rejected humanity. A cloaked figure emanates a dark, imposing aura. Some are motivated by money or revenge, but demonic humans block the tower ascent. Alice asks if Kang Jin Hyuk is one of them. He responds that he contacted the temple on floor 27. A barrier enveloping the ruins is shown, and Jin Hyuk recalls how to bypass it. Someone then wonders, how exactly is this situation flowing? The cloaked figures question if Kang Jin Hyuk is suddenly a demonic human. The leader wonders what the temple is. If Jin Hyuk knows of the temple, then he's not bluffing. Alice asks him if he would like her to trust him, but she flatly replies no. She then wonders if he is a demonic human. Alice declares that anyone can say they can resolve what no one has done. She adds he is a smooth talker. Alice states, "I don't trust you," as red spears materialize all around her. Blood spears has been activated. The blood spears are launched at Kang Jin Hyuk. The sounds of the attack shake the area. Alice prepares for the killing blow. The panel shows a massive release of sacred reinforcements energy. It shakes the area. Kang Jin Hyuk is shielded from the spears by a powerful blast of sacred energy. It is an incredible release of power. Alice grits her teeth, vowing to hold on with her divine power. Level 5 Sacred Shield has been activated. Kang Jin Hyuk is protected by sacred reinforcement. The blood spears are useless. Alice finds it funny that Kang Jin Hyuk is trying so hard against just a little of her power. Alice scowls, declaring, "But I hate divine power, it's nauseating." Blood explosion has been activated. Alice prepares an even stronger attack, stating, "I'll send you flying all at once." She wonders how long he can last. Alice, showing a wicked smile, decides, "But I'll trust Jin Hyuk behind me." Alice is struck by her own blood spears, now infused with divine power. Her face shows a mix of shock and pain. Alice is struck, she coughs up blood and cries out, "Jin Hyuk SSI. Someone then simply thinks to themselves, him. Kang Jin Hyuk stands over a fallen figure, sword in hand. He asks if she'll trust him if he proves it's not a bluff. Alice claims Jin Hyuk betrayed his comrade and asks him to prove it more. The panel shows her fallen. As Kang Jin Hyuk steps forward, Alice is shown on the ground injured. He is then asked, "Was this your plan?" Kang Jin Hyuk raises his sword high, preparing to strike down Alice. The scene is tense. The sword crashes down, covered in Alice's blood. Kang Jin Hyuk's face is grim, marked by an unknown power. Alice smiles. Alice laughs, declaring Kang Jin Hyuk impressive for a human. She says he has a chance to speak. Kang Jin Hyuk declares he has prepared a 7-star spell. He reveals Braham's ring, preparing to seal Alice's soul. Alice questions, "Seal my soul?" It's the first time she's heard of it. She reveals she's been level 1 for a reason. Jin Hyuk reflects on how he has had to give up all the experience of the tower's trials. Above them, text appears, the 7-star skill soul transfer, Kang Jin Hyuk is ready. It is revealed that Kang Jin Hyuk has met the level requirements for the spell. The screen displays the casting of the 7-star soul transfer will be ACTIVATD. Jin Hyuk stands in a complex magic circle. Kang Jin Hyuk states the circle will vanish in a minute. It will activate upon acceptance. Alice is asked what she will do. The cloaked figures are surprised it could be used this way. Alice calls for her confidant Bellis. Bellis acknowledges, answering Alice. Alice thinks to herself that she can't completely trust him. She orders, if he tries anything strange, kill him and destroy the magic circle. Alice reflects that the protective measures are in place, but the spell is still unknown. She realizes she may never escape. Alice's high heel steps down, echoing in the underground palace. "Can I trust you?" she asks one last time. Kang Jin Hyuk extends his hand. He says that if she only gives him honor, she won't regret it. Kang Jin Hyuk activates Commune, giving Alice a favorable impression. Alice allows the soul transfer. Braham's ring floats above, ready to activate. Text reveals it will absorb Alice's soul. The soul transfer spell activates as "hum" is spoken quietly in the background. The ring doesn't seem so bad. I thought it would be stifling, but it's unexpectedly cozy. Kang Jin Hyuk sighs in relief as someone speaks that you like your new home. Kang Jin Hyuk asks if this is his new home. Above, a message says Blessing of the Star activated. The scene shifts to Kang Jin Hyuk's back as he stands in the palace. A bloodied figure says, "Welcome back." It seems to be Alice in Teresa's body. "Teresa SSI," she says, smiling with tearful eyes. Alice is furious after being disrespected. She orders Bellis to kill Jin Hyuk. Jin Hyuk ignores her outburst, stating he has questions for later. The hooded figure tells Jin Hyuk that he should not celebrate yet, because they aren't safe. Alice, still in Teresa's body, is furious. "You foolish humans," she exclaims. She asks how they could betray her master. Alice, still within Teresa's body, screams as level 13 blood wave is activated. Red energy erupts around her. As red energy swirls, Jin Hyuk activates his fire element skill, level 5. The clash of fire and blood creates a massive explosion, shaking the very ground beneath them. The shockwave is intense. Amidst the chaos, Alice, in Teresa's form, suddenly announces, "Teresa SSI the hostages." She seems pleased with her plan. Teresa activates level 4 Sign of the Cross. Protected, she proudly announces that they came for the hostages. We see Jin Hyuk is fighting all the hooded figures at once. "How can a human take on my magic?" Alice asks, shocked. Jin Hyuk declares their magic is opposite and Alice misunderstands. Master sealed in the ring, therefore, Alice has already lost. Kang Jin Hyuk activates his unique ability, Grave of Swords. Bellis counters with level 9 Dark Fighting Spirit. One of the hooded figures screams to destroy the ring and free their master. Alice in Teresa's body says, "Teresa SSI," while looking at someone. Alice then glares, realizing that man. The hooded figures fall. One wonders who the hell is he must hide his face. Alice in Teresa's body says she just met him on the way and doesn't know the details. Jin Hyuk says, "I see." Alice in Teresa's body says, "It's all over." Jin Hyuk responds, "But didn't we succeed?" Teresa smiles, "Yes, we really did it." The hooded figure watches from above, his face still hidden. Teresa, relieved, expresses, "Thank you. Everyone survived thanks to you." The system acknowledges saving Teresa's life and her unique ability. Jin Hyuk has met the conditions. He has successfully copied Teresa's Blessing of the Star. At the top of the screen we see Blessing of the Star, Acquisition Difficulty SS. Teresa says she can't help but cry, she knew she could revive. The system displays messages for Jin Hyuk while Teresa looks shocked at something. A hooded man turns away. The hooded figure asks if Jin Hyuk wants to die. Teresa tells Jin Hyuk to take the artifacts and leave. An angry man yells to the group and introduces himself as Song Chen-hua, the captain of the attack force. The man waves his hand saying that's not what he is saying. He'll give them a reward and money. A stern voice declares, "You're beyond saving." But who is it? Jin Hyuk says, "If you really want it so much, then take it." Song Chin-hwa asks if he means it, and Jin Hyuk replies, "Yes." Song Chin-hwa seems to regret his decision, but a notification appears, fragment of Merlin's staff material. He laughs, even if the majority of the attack force were captured as hostages. An off-screen voice declares they'll be redeemed if they get the divine artifacts. Song Chin-hwa struggles, Song Chin-hwa is shocked as he looks at his hand. What's this? He asks. The character ponders if it's a curse. A voice says Merlin's staff is a material, but it has an annoying curse. It's divine, kill Alice. Alice reveals she's still alive in Jin Hyuk's ring. What's happening? Song Chin-hwa wonders. Teresa is shocked, oh my, what? Teresa says, the hell is this? Jin Hyuk responds, let's just go. We see Seoul's Tower of Trials entrance. Anxious, Deputy Young Yi-hyun asks if what the man said is true, unsure of their situation. Department head Kim Tae-chun tells him to wait. An official, seemingly the same man from before, suggests utilizing the information they have. The team responds, noting experts estimate 3 weeks. The man says the ruin subjugation will end soon. Song Chin-hwa looks shocked and sweaty. A cigarette floats in the air. The survivors emerge from the dungeon. Wow! People celebrate the Balhi Guild for clearing the first-floor ruin. Reporters swarm Song Chin-hwa, asking how they cleared the ruin and who the MVP was. Someone notices he's bald with no eyebrows. The crowd around Song Chin-hwa shields their faces, not wanting to be associated with him. He cries, realizing how dire the situation has become for him and the guild. It's revealed Teresa, the Saintess of Amsterdam, cleared the ruin, not Song Chin-hwa. Someone says no. It's announced that Jin Hyuk alone cleared the ruin. They felt like spectators at his performance. Someone asks, should we contact the association immediately? It seems they are scared and want backup. A news article surfaces asking, who is the masked player? People are curious. The news article had more commentary than he expected. He eats his cup ramen, thankful he wore a mask in his videos. Jin Hyuk eats his ramen, remembering that Teresa promised to keep his identity a secret. He figures this solves his problem. Jin Hyuk sarcastically suggests a chat with Alice, the progenitor. Alice is angered, shouting that he has imprisoned her. An ominous entity questions Jin Hyuk's actions. He spins a necklace, causing someone to shout and feel dizzy. Jin Hyuk asks if they feel better. Alice asks Jin Hyuk if he would feel better in her body. She warns him that vampires never forget a grudge. Jin Hyuk retorts with a really angering Alice. Alice says Jin Hyuk doesn't know his place, promising punishment. As Alice prepares for an attack, she says the words vampire grudge. The separation happens and Alice screams out. 3 hours later, Jin Hyuk looks at his necklace and ring. Alice cries out, convinced she's going to die. She's ordered to stop crying and come out as magic surges into Braham's ring. Alice, in a burst of fury, declares revenge for the humiliation she suffered. Jin Hyuk raises an eyebrow. Jin Hyuk is confused as a small version of Alice appears. She explains he materialized her from the ring, a mini version of Alice. Jin Hyuk says that Alice can't even manifest 1% of her power in that form. Despite the restrictions, she's still powerful. Stop crying. Jin Hyuk reminds Alice that his words at the ruin were serious. She shouts, unhappy with her current situation. Jin Hyuk declares that he knows who called the freedom. Alice responds, offering to help him gain the freedom he desires. She looks worried. Mini Alice offers to eliminate everyone who betrayed Jin Hyuk. She also offers to regain the Ataraxia family's head position. A new video is uploaded to the Hall of Fame showing the masked player's raid. It turned the tide. The comments praise the masked player's skill. They say he can do anything with magic and swordsmanship. The masked player gains even more recognition from other players. They comment, impressed by his skills and by Teresa acknowledging him. Jin Hyuk reads that the guilds are making money. He then looks up at a tall building. And it looks like it's true. Jin Hyuk holds a cube of condensed energy. He thinks that large guilds being corrupt isn't his problem. His power explodes outwards. Alice wonders how they dare try to kill her. She declares that she can't let it slide. Her enemies are shocked. Jin Hyuk with intense resolve declares he'll completely destroy people like those. His mana flares intensely, flames erupt around him. Shin Jin-soo is on the top floor of a building. He shouts at someone, calling them a fucking bastard. Shin Jin-soo, the Black Crow Guild leader, yells about their reputation being ruined. He is furious about the masked player. Someone shouts, "You useless bastard," before coughing up blood. The lackeys in suits are too late to react. They watch as their leader is sent flying through the air. Shin Jin-soo is being sent flying through the air. His reputation has been ruined. The masked player is asked if he's the guild leader. One of the lackeys shouts for someone to get him. A subordinate thinks it's the perfect chance to look good. Park Hajin's body crumples. He suddenly shouts that he will return to his super rookie days. What's up? Shin Jin-soo is sent crashing through the floor. He shouts one last bastard as he flies through the air. Shin Jin-soo realizes it's the masked player who ruined his reputation and shouts at him. Jin Hyuk calmly replies, not worried at all. Shin Jin-soo activates Quick Sword level 5, attempting to retaliate. His sudden activation might turn the tables. Shin Jin-soo demands the masked player die. His sword approaches with incredible speed, faster than the speed of sound. The former CEO of Jin Hyuk stands and nervously asks if he is here to take revenge. He's clearly worried. The building is in ruins and someone shouts, "Just for that you're destroying the entire building." Jin Hyuk's blade crackles with power. Jin Hyuk slams the ex-CEO's head against the wall. The man cries out in pain as he crashes to the floor. Your words are quite inappropriate, aren't they? With purple energy crackling around his fist, Jin Hyuk stares down at the fallen ex-CEO. He demands Jin Hyuk stops. The ex-CEO urges Jin Hyuk to stay moderate, saying many rankers are clearing the tower. Jin Hyuk simply asks so. The ex-CEO yells that if Jin Hyuk kills him, others will hunt him down. He asks if Jin Hyuk understands. An army of armored soldiers stand ready for battle. So long as one side doesn't forgive, the killing will never stop. Jin Hyuk says it's funny those words came out of his mouth and calls them sleep disturbances. He decides to end things cleanly. Jin Hyuk summons fire in his hand. The ex-CEO is shocked and shouts, "Wait, how does that make any sense?" The ex-CEO shouts, "Wait." As Jin Hyuk readies a deadly attack, he says Jin Hyuk is following his logic. Jin Hyuk unleashes a powerful blast. Debris flies everywhere as the very structure of the building cracks. Jin Hyuk stands amidst the debris, a sinister aura around him. Has he gone too far? Jin Hyuk looms over Park Hajin, who is on the ground, trembling. Jin Hyuk coldly says, "The only reason you're alive is because of your sister." Jin Hyuk coldly tells Park Hajin to stay out of his sight until he dies naturally. Someone calls out to Jin Hyuk. Jin Hyuk tells the person pretending to be dead to get up. Someone shouts, "Yes." Jin Hyuk tells him to start introducing himself, promising to spare him if he proves useful. Kim Hee-woong, 26, steps forward. Kim Hee-woong nervously says it's a waste to destroy one of the leading guilds. He agrees with everything Jin Hyuk says. Kim Hee-woong is surprised to learn that Jin Hyuk is leaving the guild to him. He will just maintain appearances. Someone questions if Jin Hyuk will take care of those who might oppose Kim Hee-woong. Jin Hyuk says he doesn't need to worry about them. Jin Hyuk holds up a golden ring and says he'll let others handle it. Someone is on the phone and receives news that the A-rank players need to gather at the top floor penthouse immediately. Another man is annoyed by this. A group of A-rank players from the Black Crow Guild stand before him. Kim Hee-woong is frustrated by the crowd. A group of A-rank players are gathered together, waiting for their new leader. Suddenly, someone shouts to step aside, asking what Jin Hyuk is doing in front of the building. A man lies dead in the destroyed building. It seems Jin Hyuk has truly eliminated the Black Crow Guild's leader. Someone is furious and demands to know who sent the emergency gathering order. He then sees Kim Hee-woong sitting at a desk amidst the wreckage and shouts his name in disbelief. The dust settles as someone asks why Kim Hee-woong is just sitting there. It seems like he survived the blast. Someone gasps as they are grabbed. The man demands every detail of what happened. People mumble, "New consignees have come." The Black Crow Guild members realize they're being replaced. Someone says it's bothersome to step in personally. Two Black Crow Guild members are shocked by the devastation. One says he is lost for words. The other asks if the one who caused this is a child. A girl appears and is labeled Sea Child. The Sea Child's eyes glow red with anger. Did you just call me a child? Jin Hyuk stands there unfazed as the building explodes. His expression is grim, hinting at the chaos he's unleashed. What will he do next? A large explosion rocks the building. Someone exclaims, "Whoa, something exploded." Another says, "That's where that person fell." Someone thinks of Alice, saying he asked her to take care of the guild, but she went ahead and did something else. The Awakening Association has requested Kang Jin-hyuk report to them. The world order is changing rapidly. People are adjusting to the new world, and the masked player is already making headlines. Jin Hyuk reflects that only two people know he entered as a porter, Mr. Kim, the leader, and Teresa. Jin Hyuk reflects on his masked and unmasked selves. He believes things will be easier with this. A new location is revealed, the Awakened Association headquarters. The people there seem to be standing around waiting. The Awakened Association building looms over the city. Someone is holding a phone with Kang Jin Hyuk's Awakened certificate. His rank is F. Jin Hyuk thinks the certificate looks more ordinary than he expected. Someone calls out to him, "Jin Hyuk Oppa." He replies, "Oh Yeonhwa, Teemin, how have you been?" Yeonhwa mentions that they've leveled up. Then she clarifies that some people know him, so she will introduce him. He reveals that Alice is a player from Northern Europe. Revealing her true identity as a progenitor would cause chaos. Han Sangjin offers his assistance to Jin Hyuk's acquaintances, promising to use his abilities to the fullest. He thinks he's finally getting recognition. He's told it's okay to ask him for favors. One of Jin Hyuk's acquaintances questions if he is the Black Crow Guildmaster. He smugly confirms. Han Sangjin is asked to be on friendlier terms with Jin Hyuk in the future. Jin Hyuk sighs and calls out Alice. Alice shouts, blaming others for her actions, claiming it wasn't her intention to go so far. Alice retorts that no one has ever dared provoke her in such a way before. Jin Hyuk confidently declares they're going hunting. Alice questions why he needs her if it's just a regular hunt. Jin Hyuk waves to a group, explaining he needs a supporter for a horde. Alice looks perplexed. Alice questions Jin Hyuk, wondering if there are any hunting grounds left. Jin Hyuk smirks, implying he has a plan that doesn't involve existing hunting grounds. Of course, excluding me. The first floor, Moon Lake, used to be famous for its beautiful scenery. Jin Hyuk reflects that it's been a long time since he's been here. Humanity doesn't have time to enjoy such places. He is asked how he plans to hunt here. Jin Hyuk responds, "Just wait and see." Alice wonders if he is going in the lake. She questions if water will fill his pants. Jin Hyuk notices one statue differs from the rest around Moon Lake. He wonders if the statue has a secret. Jin Hyuk thinks if it was obvious, everyone would have found it already. He suspects hundreds have seen the groove. A comment section discusses the carp statue at Moon Lake's groove. Jin Hyuk knows why no one found the key. The statue shines in moonlight. Jin Hyuk uses his palm to adjust the light entering the carp statue's groove. He matches it with the sequence engraved on the stone inside. Then, after much effort and opening it very carefully, he finally succeeds. Jin Hyuk strides forward into the darkness. His journey into the unknown begins as he says, "Let's go." They have entered the lower ground of the first floor of the Tower of Trials. Alice is surprised by the new area. Alice is enjoying the freedom of not being sealed. Jin Hyuk asks how she finds the dungeon. Alice hesitantly asks him. Alice is looking at Jin Hyuk with a puzzled expression, asking if he's glad to be with her. Jin Hyuk smirks as Alice appears flustered. She begrudgingly admits his plan has merit. A notification confirms the use of divine power. The second defrosting of the frozen tier begins. Jin Hyuk's mana increases by 18. Jin Hyuk, with a thinks about what the beings in the tower think about players. Alice looks at him. The narrator questions if Alice, who lived for millennia, is just data in a game. Alice asks what he is doing. Jin Hyuk tells Alice he wants to ask something. Alice looks shocked and the image glitches out, asking what it is. Jin Hyuk wonders if he should have expected this reaction from the tower. Alice is startled by him and asks what he's saying. She is also told tower-related information is being blocked. Jin Hyuk thinks he can't discuss it with the beings within the tower. Alice is surprised by something. Alice's eyes glow ominously, realizing something approaches. Something's coming, she declares as sounds echo nearby. Some sort of beast is watching in the distance. Jin Hyuk says, I call the lower ground a spawning ground. A blazing inferno erupts around Jin Hyuk and Alice. The narration begins the reason for that is. That's because before them stands a terrifying monster. The very air crackles with heat and energy from the flames around them. A level 25 giant beetle scarab appears. Alice is disgusted by the monster. Jin Hyuk yells at Alice to get back. Jin Hyuk activates Teresa's unique ability, Blessing of the Star. Golden light envelops him. The skill activates with a burst of energy, creating a powerful shockwave. The golden light intensifies, the force of the explosion sending debris flying everywhere. The beetle's defenses have decreased by 30%. Jin Hyuk tells Alice to show what she's made of. Alice scolds Jin Hyuk, appalled he'd ask her to fight bugs. Jin Hyuk smirks and Alice, though reluctant, agrees to attack. Alice's blood bind skill activates. The grotesque blood tendrils lash out and bind the giant beetle scarab. With a smirk, Jin Hyuk says, perfect. The stat rift will now be applied. The beetles are defeated and Jin Hyuk levels up multiple times. He declares he's done holding back. Jin Hyuk declares that he's counting on his abilities, activating his unique ability, Grave of Swords. Jin Hyuk activates Grave of Swords, his power surging, fueled by dark energy. He screams. The scene shifts to the Olympus Guild conference room. Tensions are high as someone thinks deeply about recent events. The Titan Guild representative, Patrick, announces the failure of the 8th raid to Floor 4. Only 9 people out of 15 attack forces have returned. The boss is ordinary. Tenwei of the Junghwa Guild is frustrated by their lack of progress. He slams his fist on the table, saying, damn it. Maria of the Olympus Guild says the players needed more time to grow. Someone wishes they had more level 15 players. Baek Jinho, the 3rd raid captain of the Dagon Guild, says they climbed the tower for humanity. The bickering continues. A man at the table demands that they stop fighting amongst themselves to solve the problem at hand. A woman asks if anyone has thought of something. The scene shifts yesterday before daybreak. A worried man relays that the demonic humans will help, but with conditions. The representatives are shocked at the idea of working with criminals. One angrily refuses to cooperate with the vulgar bastards. Everyone finds the thought of working with the demonic humans repulsive. Large guilds now have more power than the government. An ominous female figure warns that others must be wary of their actions and words. The man looks on with a smirk, remarking that pride is fine, but he suggests they already know their place. The mysterious man in a robe appears before the guild representatives. He asks if they can't do anything with their strength alone. Enraged, the man calls them demonic human trash and demands to know where they think they are. He slams his fist down with incredible force. The man, enraged, declares that because they showed themselves, he will kill them. The mysterious man, unfazed by the outburst, comments on their hot-blooded nature. He suggests they might change their minds after hearing his proposal. The mysterious man offers an alliance, claiming they can defeat the third-floor boss. One man scoffs at the possibility of working with so few people. The mysterious man responds that quantity is all they need. Jin Hyuk has activated his unique ability, Gravekeeper of the Black Tomb. The room that Guy is in seems to be breaking. The mysterious man says that thanks to war, many useful corpses are buried here. He notes the demonic humans are well versed in necromancy. The man realizes the robed figure is a necromancer. He wonders how he can control so many corpses as he spots a staff. The robed man asks if they recognize it as he holds up the Staff of Greed. A video call request appears and Lee Yuri accepts the call to Jin Hyuk's surprise. Back in the game world, another player stands before a mysterious hooded figure and demands, "Who are you?" The mysterious player asks why Jin Hyuk hides behind a screen. Yuri grants the request and changes to a collective call. Could that person be? The online community erupts, demanding to know the masked player's identity. At the first-floor ruin, the mysterious masked player remains unidentified. All the guilds are now trying to recruit the super rookie. Everyone is excited that the masked player has finally appeared on screen as they try to recruit him. The cloaked figure finds it amusing but notes the first floor and this boss raid are different. He asks if the player can do it. He affirms. The hooded figure wonders what he can't do with all his summons. Jin Hyuk seems surprised to hear that the guild representatives agree. The cloaked figure scoffs, deeming the item fake, shocking Yuri and Jin Hyuk. The saint's heart and prison uniform wet with holy oil appear. The cloaked figure asserts the item is fake. He believes it's made with only 2 materials. He asks if that's right. The masked figure claims it's impossible to make the real item on the 3rd floor. He says to look at his skeleton soldiers. They are too weak. The masked player grabs the items and coins amid the chaos. The old man is enraged, calling him an arrogant bastard. The mysterious man threatens to meet up in person, stating he'll be watching them. A shattering sound echoes. Back in Han Sang-jin's office, he's caught off guard by the masked player's threat. "What do we do?" he asks, looking concerned. Someone asks what to do now. A reply says, "Leave it to me." The masked player will prevent joining hands with demonic humans and gain profit from clearing the tower. The guild leaders are asked if he can do it alone. He confirms. One thinks about recruiting him if he fails. He smiles. An old guild leader believes that he can't miss out on a chance with the masked player. The Olympus Guild representative promises full support. A Titan Guild representative thinks otherwise, suggesting monetary support. Baek Jin-ho offers anything the masked player needs but is refused. He is asked to block the area for a solo run, and he will not take any reward. Song Chun-hwa is shocked and wants to know why he is doing all this. Annoyed, they ask what his reason is, but the masked player says there is none. Yuri declares that she's doing what needs to be done for her comrade. She cringes at her own sentimentality. Someone behind Han Sang-jin looks disgusted while he is sweating. Yuri blushes and thinks, "Precious comrades." A guild representative is impressed by Yuri doing her best for Jin Hyuk. Han Sang-jin is in disbelief. He is now seeing how it's all recorded on screen. He scoffs at those who don't see the big picture, like helping comrades. He plans to upload an edited video. The video call with the guilds has ended. Kang Jinhyuk notices his level has already risen to 12. Someone thinks this is going much smoother than expected as he says, "Hey, Kang Jinhyuk." Furious, the vampire-like figure yells how could they leave everything to her. The hero smiles, finding it funny as she sobs. Someone was going to buy him a mana supplement, but it won't work. Nothing will fill it. The vampire-like figure states she will take every bit of mana consumed. Hey, calm down, Alice. Enraged, Jinzo yells, "You crazy bee asterisk tch, I said wait." He seems to be in a fit of rage. Alice smirks, wiping her mouth with a napkin, declaring the blood delicious. Jin Hyuk feels dizzy and wonders how much she drank. Alice remarks that his mana is full, then Jin Hyuk says he will shop. Alice looks at Jin Hyuk, asking why he bought a bunch of useless items. Jin Hyuk says they have their purposes. Jin Hyuk, standing in the distance, declares that they will be getting extremely busy. Alice looks confused, he wants to finish today. Suddenly Jin Hyuk is falling downwards. He hears someone say, "Hold on tight." As Jin Hyuk plummets downwards, a voice echoes, "Why are you jumping? Do you know how deep it is?" Jin Hyuk knows exactly how deep it is, having jumped hundreds of times. He shouts for Alice as reverse gravity activates. The monster attacks as Alice says Jin Hyuk is too reckless. She wonders if he is skilled or just lucky. The fire element skill activates. Jin Hyuk calmly remarks that it's okay and he knows. Large monstrous enemies appear as he says, "I'm in the right place." A monstrous insect-like enemy appears before them, creating a sense of immense danger. The monster reveals his intention to kill Jin Hyuk, but our MC is unbothered. He simply tells him to bring it. The Anubis statue laughs menacingly, its many teeth on display as it prepares to attack. The mysterious man mocks him, questioning if he, a god, should personally fight him. The vampire thinks he's dangerous, but she offers to stall him. Anubis, towering over Jin Hyuk, declares it is not the time to be arrogant. The mysterious man is about to show Kang Jin Hyuk who he's up against. Anubis activates his special ability, Judgment of Anubis. The Judgment of Anubis is an absolute judgment skill activated by answering 3 questions. Jin Hyuk answers the question and Anubis seems pleased. He asks about the hive, the second question. Jin Hyuk answers, adding that the info can be sold at the black market. Anubis states he'll ask one final question. Anubis asks if Jin Hyuk thinks he can leave alive, but Jin Hyuk retorts if he can't beat him, then who can? Jin Hyuk contemplates giving up, but Anubis' judgment is now fully activated. As Anubis' power activates, Jin Hyuk's stats are cut in half. His skills are sealed for 1 minute. Anubis chooses his champion. Suddenly Alice says, "Let me introduce him to you." Anubis presents his champion to Jin Hyuk, a menacing giant mantis. He asks Jin Hyuk what he thinks of his dignified champion. Jin Hyuk smirks, stating that this mini gramophone should be enough to defeat the giant mantis. Human music suddenly plays. Anubis asks if he's gone mad playing music before his champion. As the music fills the air, the mantis prepares to strike, enraptured. Anubis curses as he hears the music. Jin Hyuk found the perfect song after searching for ages. The music's beat follows the same attack patterns as the giant mantis. As the music plays, Jin Hyuk mirrors the mantis moves perfectly. He knows its every attack. Anubis realizes Jin Hyuk is using the music to predict and dodge the mantis attacks. It was all part of his plan. Finally, his skills are back. With the duration of the penalty over, Jin Hyuk's unique ability, Sword Cemetery, is activated. Anubis boasts that his champion can regenerate in seconds. He taunts that Jin Hyuk is finished when he runs out of stamina. Jin Hyuk agrees, but a smirk creeps across his face as he looks at his dagger. Anubis threatens to make the giant mantis wish it was never born. The mantis screeches as it prepares for an all-out assault. The mysterious vampire looks at Jin Hyuk with hope for revenge. She knows he's very strong. Anubis is infuriated as his champion is being toyed with. He yells at the mantis to keep fighting and stop retreating. This is the last straw in breaking the will of one who believed he could never lose. Insult and provocation. With Anubis' towering frame, an ominous speech bubble appears. The giant mantis is about to be punished. Anubis is shocked. His champion, the giant mantis, has been defeated. It seems the mini gramophone was enough. As Jin Hyuk stands victorious, a notification pops up. He has leveled up. After analyzing the magic castle, Jin Hyuk wonders if this is the monopolized skill at work. He gains the skill Ice Molding. The Ice Molding skill is now activated. How will Jin Hyuk use this new power? Jin Hyuk questions Anubis's ability to fight. He mocks Anubis for spectating from the 42nd floor. After Anubis loses his champion, Jin Hyuk states that he knows Anubis is a consciousness. Jin Hyuk says it's fun. Anubis questions him, recalling his own words. Anubis is enraged, questioning how Jin Hyuk dares look at him so disrespectfully. Anubis, now enraged, is operating the hive. He commands the swarm of insects to kill Jin Hyuk instantly. Anubis is shocked at how fast the insect swarm is destroyed. The hive is threatened. Jin Hyuk states it is not enough to defeat Anubis. Then, fire bursts forth from his hands as he prepares to obliterate the oncoming swarm. Jin Hyuk unleashes his fire and ice skills. He's about to combine them to make something powerful. The group struggles through the mangrove. One man manages to grab a fruit and then eats it, overwhelmed with excitement. The man who ate the fruit earlier grabs another one, agility stats +3. Others notice and try to get the fruit. The struggle for the fruit continues, people pushing and shoving. Kang Jin Hyuk thinks about others like him who no-lifed the game. Someone unleashes a powerful attack, intent on stealing the stat-boosting fruit. The ground breaks apart from the earlier attack. Someone remembers something important, that it becomes dangerous if you eat all the fruits at once. A man screams as he gets kicked. A desperate voice screams, "Run, I died here at least 50 times. Other people are panicking and running away in terror. Amidst the chaos, a man asks, "Are you giving up?" His face bloodied and determined. Someone screams that they don't want to die, but Kang Jin Hyuk smirks, saying, "The real prize is eating all the fruit." A man wonders why Kang Jin Hyuk wasn't going after the fruits earlier. Kang Jin Hyuk smiles at the chaos, calling it a nice opportunity. A man asks, "What are you suggesting we do?" Another character determined says they must dive in. Someone suggests charging from opposite sides simultaneously, realizing going one by one makes them easy targets. Another asks if it's a distraction. One man solemnly agrees to the strategy. Another man reminds him if one hesitates they both die. He says he's played enough to know. With a shout of "now," someone makes a dash for the fruit. Another is right behind them. The two charge ahead with a burst of speed. An intense battle is about to begin. The battle kicks up dust as a spin attack is unleashed. The man on the ground wonders what about Lee Jong-soo. A man in a suit says that no one would trust him, then smirks, telling them to be bait. Kang Jin Hyuk thinks, "I'm so glad you haven't changed." He launches a powerful strike. Someone says the one who is the bait is the person further away. Lee Jong-soo gets hit hard. He yells out as the attack lands, looking shocked and in pain. The force of the strike is visualized. Lee Jong-soo screams in shock and pain. Someone screams for help wrapped in vines. Lee Jong-soo says, "Why should I?" remembering the lawyers he has. Clutching at the vines, the man sobs, declaring he doesn't want to die. The force of the attack is tremendous. Amidst the destruction, Lee Jong-soo says, "Goodbye, you piece of sh*T." He looks menacingly ahead. With a powerful strike, Kang Jin Hyuk declares, "Next is." The attack blasts through the vines. Kang Jin Hyuk states dodging isn't hard. Calculating the angle of his next move, he prepares for the final strike. The dust settles from the explosion. The attack hits and obliterates what was in front of it. After the explosion, a voice declares, "All right, finally." Then the core of the mangrove reveals itself. We learn that this event mob doesn't even give experience. All it gets you is a spot in the Hall of Fame. The mangrove of greed unleashes its vampiric vines, trying to ensnare everyone. The combination is successful. Jin Hyuk has gained the skill Daylight Awe. With the combination now successful, Daylight Awe has been activated. A bright light explodes, cutting through the darkness. The force of daylight obliterates everything in its path. The newly acquired Daylight skill is very powerful, compressing magical power. Jin Hyuk unleashes the power of daylight, creating a bright explosion, but Anubis is unfazed, realizing he needs to change his strategy. The god activates chosen target. A new powerful monster has been spawned from the hive, ready to attack. The monster from the hive attacks, but Jin Hyuk is ready to use his ice molding skill to counter. Daylight appears to be useless against the hive spawns. Anubis says that the chosen targets won't die but will just multiply. Anubis says no matter how strong the skill is, it won't matter. The real monster finally appeared from the hive. Jin Hyuk uses the giant pill C to enlarge his weapon by up to 10 times. He strikes a giant insect, KEK. Jin Hyuk readies his enlarged weapon. A minute remains before the giant pill activates. Jin Hyuk swings his enlarged weapon again with great force. The giant insects can't handle the power behind the blow. Anubis yells at the hive for not killing Jin Hyuk. The insect monsters continue to swarm the area. The cheat-like effect of his skills drives the enemy to despair. It's impossible to understand the situation properly. But under these unfavorable conditions, Jin Hyuk uses the Unknown Cube D. With the 4 items combined, the Unknown Cube is getting upgraded to be stronger. The combination of the items worked. Now Jin Hyuk activates the LV-5 Fire Element skill. The giant pill's effect activates. The insects are growing larger, changing the situation. Multiple giant pill C items drop near Jin Hyuk. The battlefield is about to change drastically. The monster multiplies not only experience but items. Jin Hyuk realizes it's a copy machine. Anubis is caught off guard, wondering how Jin Hyuk could prepare this. Has he already figured out the hive's special features? Jin Hyuk is certain of it. He realizes Anubis planned this situation from the very beginning. A large hand crashes down. Anubis clenches his fist and slams it down. The hive has been destroyed, but what does this mean for Jin Hyuk? The hive shatters into pieces. Jin Hyuk is surprised that it ended so quickly, saying it was starting to get fun. Anubis is furious, wondering how a mere human could do this. Anubis shouts in frustration and declares Jin Hyuk is disrespectful. He demands that Jin Hyuk better do as he says. Jin Hyuk says that he's going to climb the tower with or without Anubis yelling. Anubis says he'll lay judgment for his disrespect. Anubis' vessel has been destroyed. Jin Hyuk has met the conditions to obtain Anubis power. Jin Hyuk can now acquire Judgment of Anubis with an overranked difficulty. By asking 3 questions, he reduces enemy stats by 50%. A message appears that the Egyptian gods are watching Jin Hyuk. Some of the gods are even showing hostility. Jin Hyuk is seen muttering that these gods are narrow-minded. Jin Hyuk defeats Anubis, but Lee Yuri asks what in the world just happened. Jin Hyuk states he won. Jin Hyuk wonders how to distribute the stat points. Suddenly, he gets a video call request. He asks Alice to move aside. It seems Jin Hyuk made a video call to Chun Yusung, who is shocked and asks where he is. Jin Hyuk is asked if the last location was a place he wasn't aware of. He responds that it's none of their concern. The man on the video call asks Jin Hyuk if he'll accept a proposal. In 24 hours, the Awakened Association will be holding a martial arts tournament. It appears Jin Hyuk has received a message on his screen about the tournament. The gavel slams down, sold. Chun Yusung explains that the black market differs from the coin exchange used by players. It caters to VVIPs. The black market is secret and invitation only, using real money. They have items to clear the 3rd floor. Jin Hyuk thinks he might find better items at the black market. He sees his video is a hot issue. The masked player is challenging the 3rd floor boss with Teresa. Since parts with the demon were cut, guilds aren't mad at Jin Hyuk. People are talking about him potentially soloing. Everyone is curious about the masked player. Jin Hyuk proudly challenges the boss alone. He calculates that even with the black market's fee, the profit is significant. He yawns. The audience is excited for the upcoming fight, wondering when the tournament will start. The competition is for Y-ranked players and above. Public criticism has forced the Awakened Association to act. They want to show the strength of players, but it's really just a show. He's offered an invitation to the fight. Jin Hyuk is surprised that he can't compete due to his AA ranking. The champion gets to pick a divine relic. Someone complains that Jin Hyuk does whatever he wants. He can nominate someone to fight in the tournament. It makes the speaker uneasy, but Jin Hyuk picks someone. One of the fighters mocks his opponent, asking if that's the best he can do. He suggests retirement might be a good option. The other fighter is annoyed. He summons something strong, as the other fighters are sent flying and screaming. Anubis yells in pain as an explosion sends fighters flying. The spectators are shocked as they observe the state of the arena, with bodies scattered around. People are impressed by the fight, suggesting they're safe with such skilled players. They notice strong players to scout. Hong Diokpyo, the CEO of Black Cloud Guild, an S-rank player, declares that there's only one person he's watching. He remarks on his firm control and wide perspective. Someone asks if he wants to join the Black Cloud Guild. He declines immediately. Hong Diokpyo is surprised that Jin Hyuk is the first to turn down his guild invite. He finds the situation annoying. Someone asks the CEO of Black Cloud Guild to make Chen Yusung kneel. He is AA rank Jung Do-yeon. Someone thinks it'll naturally help the guild increase status. They wish he'd lay back on his pretentiousness. Someone watches the intense fight. The fight is intense as a hit lands. Kalioke, an older man, shouts, "Oh my back," as he's sent flying. The arena is in ruins, yet silence falls before the announcement, "We have a champion." Someone exclaims that the champion is here. People want to see. People are curious about Chen Yusung, saying he's good-looking. Chen Yusung announces he'll choose an opponent. People are wondering who Chen Yusung will choose to fight. He wields his sword, ready for the battle. Chen Yusung holds his sword, saying, "Come out." Someone laughs, thinking that Chen Yusung is smart and Jung Do-yeon is ready to fight. An authoritative figure orders someone to sit. He clarifies it's not them. He directs someone to look upwards, hinting at a strong presence. The crowd is confused as Chen Yusung lowers his sword. Someone thinks Jin Hyuk was right. Someone shouts to get his data. They found it, Kang Jin Hyuk, an F-rank player. Someone wonders why he chose him. Someone is sure that Jin Hyuk can't benefit from this. Another asks if Chen Yusung likes bullying the weak. Chen asks if the challenger will quit challenging him after losing. Chen asks if Jin Hyuk can say that after seeing him become the champion. He admits Jin Hyuk did get stronger. He trained a lot to defeat him. Chen Yusung has activated level 6, Soul Chaser Sword Kai. His Soul Chaser Sword Art's second strike is ready. Chen Yusung is activating level 6, preparing his next strike with Soul Chaser Flames. Jung Do-yeon smirks, "Here we go again." He's ready. An explosion rocks the city. Buildings crumble under the immense force of the blast. The dust settles, revealing the devastation. Crystalline shards litter the ground, a chilling testament to the battle's aftermath. The man stands amidst the destruction, looking up and asks, "How many damn skills do you have?" The hero falls through the sky amidst shards of crystal. He lands in front of a figure, their back turned. As the hero gets up, he says that since this is what we promised, it isn't stealing. The hero lies on the ground, defeated, but Jin Hyuk grins. He clutches a black market ticket, thinking to make good use of it. The crowd murmurs about the ice missile and ceiling being destroyed. The crowd is shocked. One person asks if Jin Hyuk is even human. From the stands, an old man greets him. It's been a while. The man suggests putting their savage first meeting behind them. Someone chimes in, agreeing they don't want to be his enemy. The man asks Lee Yuri for her number to get along. She looks down at the phone and says she will have to refuse. He smirks, showing Lee Yuri's picture on his phone, saying, "That's only if you can handle the consequences." The woman says, "Here it is," as she looks at Lee Yuri's contact card. The man's opponent laughs despite the chaos. One of his comrades asks how Jin Hyuk can be this powerful given he is an F-rank. The Eye of Truth activates, revealing Jung Do-yeon's stats. He never imagined this would happen. To copy Giant's Clutch, Jin Hyuk must figure out Jung Do-yeon's intentions. He is thinking about how the system knows. Jung Do-yeon states he didn't come here to fight, but what does he want? Jung Do-yeon states it's simple. As people in business, they will be seeing each other often. Jin Hyuk tells him he'll be in his care. Jin Hyuk remarks, "In your care, huh?" The Eye of Truth activates. Jung Do-yeon's words are a lie. Jung Do-yeon is displaying inferiority and rage. He extends his hand to Jin Hyuk, requesting a handshake. Despite his impending defeat, Jung Do-yeon plans on stealing the spotlight from the tournament. His body is shown above the hero. Jin Hyuk sees through Do-yeon's intentions, calling it an obvious scheme. The conditions to copy the skill have been fulfilled. Jung Do-yeon's shadowed face is menacing. He stares down at the relics as he thinks they are waiting to be collected. Jung Do-yeon finds it interesting that Jin Hyuk is guildless and asks if the handshake will bring him to Black Cloud. Jin Hyuk asks Jung Do-yeon about a joining bonus. Jung Do-yeon laughs and says it's obvious. He tells him to name his price and they'll match it. Jung Do-yeon asks Jin Hyuk one final question. Did you think you could win if it was only a contest of strength? Jung Do-yeon grins wickedly, activating the LV5 Giant's Clutch skill. Jung Do-yeon's face contorts into a sinister grin. He declares, "Isn't that obvious?" as he punches towards the ground. The words Judgment of Anubis are displayed. Do-yeon asks, "Huh?" as Anubis is summoned. Jung Do-yeon is shocked that Anubis has been summoned. He's not moving an inch. Jung Do-yeon is confident in his strength as he holds his grip. He says Jin Hyuk is exaggerating the pain he is in. Do-yeon's grip tightens, purple lightning crackling around their hands. He strains, his eyes wide with effort as he shouts, "Stew up." The handshake intensifies, showcasing the might of Giant's Clutch. Jung Do-yeon thinks the situation is how dirty, then is suddenly struck. The ground shatters as Jung Do-yeon unleashes the full force of Giant's Clutch. His attack sends shockwaves through the arena. Jung Do-yeon looks down at the hero's prone form and states, "How dare you try to act friendly?" Do-yeon's punch lands, shattering the ground. The crowd is thrown back from the sheer force. Hong Deokbyo is furious that Jung Do-yeon was defeated so easily by the hero. He is ready to fight. Before Jin Hyuk copies Hong Deokbyo's ability, he comments on his pride. He suggests they stop fighting now. Do-yeon questions Jin Hyuk, "Are you getting cold feet?" Jin Hyuk replies that he doesn't want to destroy guild masters, yet. Hong Deokbyo, enraged, unleashes his blood demon chi. "You fucking bastard," he shouts. Deokbyo's eyes glow crimson as he screams, "Are you seriously saying that?" Jin Hyuk activates the daylight skill. The blinding flash engulfs the arena. Do-yeon shouts that he can't see anything. An ominous aura surrounds Do-yeon's grip. Purple lightning crackles around the sword. What is happening? The Awakened Association's president, Han Sangjin, stands tall, radiating power. Jin Hyuk watches intently, observing Sangjin's every move. A man with white hair announces the arrival of the Awakened Association president, Han Sangjin, who is already here. An angry man claims Jin Hyuk made a fool of their guild's player. Sangjin asks for a pardon as he introduces himself. Han Sangjin sits at his desk, surrounded by documents. He admits he only learned of Jin Hyuk 20 minutes ago. Sangjin got a call from Department Head Park about something unbelievable happening at the tournament. He was told to come immediately. Sangjin tells Jin Hyuk that he pressured his examiner. He then congratulates Kang Jin Hyuk for becoming the 16th S rank in Korea. The Awakened Association apologizes for misjudging Jin Hyuk's rank. They take full responsibility. The news spreads like wildfire that Jin Hyuk is an S-rank player. Reporters scramble to get to the conference room for the scoop. An upset tournament participant is knocked out with drool coming from their mouth. Hong Deokbyo is furious at the change of events. An upset man realizes they are being buried. He shouts, "Wait, Mr. Reporter." The man gets grabbed and thrown aside by Han Sangjin. He shouts, "I'm sorry," as he is sent flying. Han Sangjin's arrival is announced with an ominous aura. Jin Hyuk is surrounded by the press and cameras ready to take his picture. With intense anger, Han Sangjin appears to have beat up the man. The crowd looks shocked. Jin Hyuk smirks as he reads the comments about his fight. It seems everyone has an opinion on the S-rank reveal. An airplane appears with the Awakened Association's symbol. It descends upon Jin Hyuk. A flight attendant pushes a food cart down the aisle. Jin Hyuk thinks, so this is what first class is like. Jin Hyuk is enjoying a meal on the plane when Alice calls out his name. Another attendant asks him about the man up front. Han Sangjin analyzes Jin Hyuk and finds an unsettling bloody scent, but doesn't want to taste his blood. At the same time, Alice shouts at Jin Hyuk to see what he's doing. Someone shouts, "A demonic human." They can't believe Jin Hyuk is acting so calm after learning he is demonic human. The necromancer, Alex Judro, looks at Jin Hyuk in disbelief. He asks if Jin Hyuk is player Kang Jin Hyuk. The necromancer, Alex Judrow, believes Jin Hyuk boarded the plane intentionally. He knows he is an S-rank. Alex Judrow thought he recognized Jin Hyuk from the martial arts tournament. He hands Jin Hyuk his business card as he introduces himself. Alex Judrow claims their meeting is fated and invites Jin Hyuk for a drink. Jin Hyuk thinks he'll play along. Alex Judrow pulls out cognac. He shares stories of his booming business. Jin Hyuk wonders if Alex, the demonic human, knows that he is already aware of his identity. He smirks knowingly. Alex reveals the real reason he went to Korea. It was to expand his awakened-related business. Alex mentions a problem and takes a sip of his drink. He asks if Jin Hyuk is aware of the masked player. Someone wonders if Alex Judrow knows the masked player. Another player claims they were going to join the third-floor raid. The individual expresses concern, stating that they are in a difficult situation, but they also say that it is to protect his comrade. Alex accuses the masked player of being greedy. He notes Jin Hyuk is lying with a calm demeanor. Alex Judrow says that if Jin Hyuk comes with them to the third floor, he'll be a great help. Jin Hyuk responds, me. Alex asks if the masked player declared a solo raid. Because he's S-rank, no one can touch him and obtain a hidden item. With the big guilds offering a solo raid, entry will be restricted. Jin Hyuk thinks it's a lot for just a request. Jin Hyuk questions the entrepreneur Alex Judrow. Alex claims, the harsher the demand, the more rewarding the exchange. Alex Judrow holds up a vial, referring to it as the Potion of Legends. He says it can cure anything and heal a broken heart, an elixir. Jin Hyuk, clearly surprised, wonders what the hell the Demonic Human Association does. Jin Hyuk holds the Potion of Legends. Alex Judrow says it is quite tempting, as anyone would want such an item. Alex states this is payment if Jin Hyuk signs the contract. He activates the level 6 contract of the Dead skill. You won't find this opportunity often. Alex activates Contract of the Dead. It looks like an ordinary contract, but has harsh consequences if the conditions are breached. An ominous message declares death will come to him. Jin Hyuk refuses to sign the contract. Alex is disappointed that Jin Hyuk isn't tempted by the elixir. He says to forget about the deal. Alex Judrow asks Jin Hyuk what he's doing. He reveals he's cautious, summoning dark magic. Alex Judrow's eyes glow with a mysterious power. He says, I'm also the greedy type. The man exudes a powerful, menacing aura as he states he takes what he wants. Down below, a girl's eyes widen. He looks enraged and demands, what the hell are you talking about? The man in white stands up. Someone wonders what he's planning with that much mana. They worry if he's going to crash the plane. The seatbelt sign comes on. He smirks, having heard the announcement. Another person asks if he knew from the start where he was affiliated. The woman warns them not to get on her bad side. Jin Hyuk finds her threat amusing and declares it's an obvious lie. He wonders how Jin Hyuk knows about the Olympus meeting incident. He thinks it might all be a bluff. The large guilds might have shared information about Jin Hyuk now that he's S-rank. He smirks, offering to share info if someone is nice. He sees the bright lights and iconic structures of Las Vegas. He's surprised and asks, this is a human city. The man states that he took the girl out as a reward. He says that she discovered the demonic human. He says his mana is limited to 150 cm. He calls on the memory of the world to summon something. Jin Hyuk successfully fused the Eye of Truth and Blood Demon Chi skills. He got Eye of Gluttony. He addresses Jin Hyuk, calling him contractor. Meanwhile, another person wonders if they're going to a casino. They're told they are going somewhere else. Someone asks about skills with a questioning tone. Another person responds, clarifying that they're referring to magic. Someone muses that stealing from hardworking people crosses the line. Another person asks Jin Hyuk where they're going now. He wonders who is with the contractor. He smirks and says that location is somewhere incomparable. The girl looks twisted and says incomparable. The man asks something of Jin Hyuk. Alice looks displeased and says she liked the other building better. He shouts that they aren't here to play. He says he saw someone use skills. He says, trick my ass. The man on the ground is attacked after he yells about skills. He's told he's an idiot for getting scammed. The first person thinks it's true. Alice exclaims that there is a lot of fun stuff. Someone says you can use magic here. Jin Hyuk tells the bartender to put everything on his tab for Alice. Alice complains, wanting to do something fun. Jin Hyuk enjoys a drink at the casino bar. He has a smirk and says, earn some foreign currency. Alex Judrow activates level 3 Source Seal. A burst of energy glows from his hand as the skill activates. The system message explains how skills interact with the cards. Pedro, the table dealer, glances at his hand and thinks it's decent. Someone has already lost $500,000. He thinks it'll be bad if he loses more. He raises with his final cards. He declares this round will decide it all. Someone comments it is an absurd amount. The chips are placed on the table. Jin Hyuk declares all in on the poker table. Someone exclaims that's at least $5 million. Someone questions if this much money is really okay. The dealer responds that the house is always confident. He asks which guild manages this place. It's the Scavenger Guild. Someone wonders why he's asking so many questions now. The bartender says that he can answer the questions to that extent. He says shit. He wonders if someone can read minds, then he decides to flip the cards. Card switching is his plan. He shouts that his opponent won't be able to do anything. He activates level 3 Strange Gestures, preparing to flip the cards. Alex Judrow looks on in shock. He can't believe it's just a pair of jacks. Alex is confident he switched the cards with his abilities. He can't believe he lost with just a pair of jacks. Jin Hyuk says he won by a hair. Kang Jin Hyuk swiftly dodges, narrowly avoiding the bullet aimed at him by the sunglasses-wearing gangster. A cocktail named Kiss of Fire is shown, symbolizing passionate love. A fiery explosion erupts as chaos unfolds around Jin Hyuk. As the chaos unfolds, one of the thugs impatiently asks, "Are the guild executives not here yet?" The man feels something is wrong, noting how truly lawless this place is. Jin Hyuk brutally attacks as someone yells, "No one goes wild like this." An urgent call interrupts the chaos. The man's face reflects shock as he is told something terrible has happened. The man is shocked to see Kang Jin Hyuk has been assessed as S-rank. He wonders why there are so many S-ranks in Korea. He thinks to think someone like that is before my eyes. He's determined. It's believed Kang Jin Hyuk could destroy the whole casino. Someone shouts for everyone to stop as Jin Hyuk is grabbing someone's suit. The man urgently apologizes, hoping for forgiveness, now knowing Kang Jin Hyuk's power. Jin Hyuk coldly asks, "Are you only sorry because of my rank?" The man is sweating, protesting, That's not what I mean, how absurd." The man questions if Jin Hyuk didn't expect this kind of place. Jin Hyuk coldly replies, "I'll get what I want in compensation." The man hesitantly asks for $10 million. Jin Hyuk coldly states an alternative: the casino closes forever. Jin Hyuk has $10 million in his account. He thinks that should be enough to buy the items he wants. He's waiting outside thinking, it should be here soon. Outside, a driver asks Jin Hyuk if he's customer 117. Jin Hyuk confirms, and the driver offers to take him to the auction house. As the car speeds along, Jin Hyuk realizes he can't see outside. He deduces that the auction house's location must be a well-kept secret. As the driver tells him to enjoy his stay, Jin Hyuk says that they're going to a place where no one can see them. He questions if they forgot their promise. They arrive at their destination. Alice exclaims how good the air is outside. Kang Jin Hyuk asks if she's happy. Kang Jin Hyuk confirms they're entering the auction house. He warns Alice not to stand out as many eyes are watching. At the 175th auction, a woman nervously mentions items from the Tower of Trials will be appearing. She wonders about the ichthyosaur's heart. Ancient treasures are reappearing due to the Mana wave. Kang Jin Hyuk is looking forward to seeing them even if he can't buy them. Alice suddenly sniffs, exclaiming, this stench." The skull-headed man greets Jin Hyuk, but Alice doesn't appreciate the welcome, exclaiming, "It stinks." A skull-headed man appears. "My name is Julius Cedric," he declares, claiming to be the blonde man's master, so he called him over. It looks like he's been beaten up. Probably his elixir was taken without any results. Jin Hyuk activates Eye of Gluttony. The ability lets the user manipulate many summons with little mana. Jin Hyuk is reading the copy conditions. He decides to provoke Julius. Jin Hyuk tells Julius he received something valuable from his disciple. Julius is relieved, then asks again for information. Julius brings up unknown but says it's very important to them. He wants to discuss it another time. Julius Cedric touches the smaller skull he got from his disciple. He says they must take care of this as soon as possible. Julius snaps his fingers, seemingly unfazed. Jin Hyuk coldly states, "Missed the part where that's my problem." The blonde man is infuriated, muttering a curse. Someone tells the blonde man to leave Jin Hyuk be, stating that they're still away. Frustrated, the blonde man thinks those smelly bastards are annoying and wonders if he should erase them. Someone says it's best to ignore them, saying that making a fuss here won't accomplish anything good. Jin Hyuk thinks that he just needs to buy useful items. The auctioneer announces that the 175th black market auction is about to begin. We see the other auction attendees. A text box reads that mana emanates from the Tower of Trials. The auction for the sealed psychiatric ward catalog begins at $100,000. Bids are already climbing fast. Someone bids $1 million. The auction is going wild with the amount of money being thrown around. The auctioneer announces $1 million. They ask if anyone else wants to bid. Slamming the gavel, the item sells for $1 million. The masked player realizes his opponent will buy anything he bids on. He asks, "That's how you're gonna play it?" The masked player looks genuinely frustrated that the man keeps upping the bid. Next up, an item found in South America from the Maya civilization. Someone bids $500,000, causing his companion to scoff at his thoughtless bidding. The auctioneer announces $1 million. He asks if anyone else will bid on the catalog. The masked player has a plan. The masked player continues bidding, raising the price to $1.5 million. The auctioneer slams the gavel, selling the sealed psychiatric ward catalog for $3 million. It seems the old gentleman won this round. The masked player raises the bid to $2 million, but the old gentleman wins again. Sold to him for $2 million. The auctioneer slams the gavel. The sealed psychiatric ward catalog sells for $5 million. The old gentleman's aide suggests they give up once. Enraged, the gentleman slaps him, asking what they'll do if the man wins. The old gentleman acknowledges his losses but insists he has plenty of funds. He'll secure the items the masked player wants. The auctioneer announces the next item, something for the true fans. The mysterious man says this is trivial and they should conserve money for the ichthyosaur's heart. The auction starts for a chessboard. The bid is $50,000. The auctioneer announces a bid for the chessboard at $50,000. Then, the masked player immediately bids $100,000. The chessboard auction escalates swiftly. Bids of $150,000 and $500,000 fly by. Someone shouts a bid of $1 million. The man roars an $8 million bid as someone wonders what's going on. Someone wonders who would spend $8 million on a chessboard. The masked man bids $10 million and the old man grins, determined to win. The old man yells, outbidding again. This time he raises it to $30 million. The masked player taunts that $10 million must be all the old man has. He says he's finally found what the man really wanted. As the auctioneer asks if there are any other bids, the old man yells $30 million. The auctioneer asks for more bids. The masked man is stressed. The old man has more money. He needs a plan. The auctioneer announces the chessboard is sold for $30 million. Suddenly, a voice shouts from the crowd, $100 million. The masked player is speechless. The old man yells in disbelief, $100 million for that chessboard. The masked player asks if that's how it's done. The old man thinks it would all be for nothing if he stops now. Someone in the crowd is bidding $110 million. The old man shouts even higher, $200 million. Alice yells, enough of your bullshit. Do you expect me to believe you have $200 million? The auctioneer asks Alice to prove she has the funds to back up her $100 million bid. Alice looks annoyed and asks, proof. Alice, surrounded by gold coins and treasure chests, asks if that's enough. The man appraises a golden crown through his monocle, finding it unbelievable. Another person notes that the crown is worth $500 million. The old gentleman is frustrated, thinking that brat, Alice thinks, impertinent humans. Was she not an ordinary human? What's more dangerous than Alice? Kang Jinhyuk is treating her like a subordinate. Perhaps a troublesome enemy has appeared. The old man acknowledges that their plan has failed. He instructs his subordinate to proceed with Plan B. The old man has finally snapped at Alice's insane 100 million bid. He declares, "I've been waiting for you to say that." Alice is congratulated as her bodyguard announces the delivery of the chess board. Alice remarks, "I'm thankful, but isn't it too much?" Alice says it doesn't matter, she was clearing her treasury anyway. She won't tolerate imbeciles looking down on her contractor. Jin Hyuk observes Alice, impressed by her ability to use words effectively. Suddenly, there's an explosion nearby, catching him off guard. Alice senses danger and prepares to defend. A voice shouts that the auction house is collapsing, ordering everyone to evacuate. The auction house is in chaos. Someone yells they need to escape immediately. Amidst the chaos, a figure calmly asks, "Where are you all in a rush to?" as chaos unfolds. Alex declares that they are all precious sacrifices for his materials. Alex activates Mana Furnace, a powerful skill. Alex Judro is sent crashing through the wall. His body is engulfed in dark energy as he hits the ground. Alex scoffs at the accusation, so like a disgusting necromancer. He then summons hulking figures asking, "How can you say that?" Alex remarks that Jin Hyuk can endure his magic, as expected of an S rank. He recalls the humiliation he suffered on the airplane. The hulking figure lunges forward, its monstrous form and teeth bared. Jin Hyuk prepares to face the incoming assault. The hulking figures are sent flying back by an unseen force. "You're pretty quick," Alex mutters, observing Jin Hyuk's movements. Alex wonders where the cheeky rich kid went. He realizes she fled because she hates gross bastards. Jin Hyuk prepares to use magic. Jin Hyuk faces Alex's monsters, knowing a prolonged fight will spell trouble. He vows to end it quickly. With a flash, Jin Hyuk activates his unique ability, Sword Cemetery, and prepares to strike. The dust settles as Alex exclaims, "Wow," impressed by Jin Hyuk's speed. He admits he couldn't follow his movements. Alex says that it is all right with him since he has a lot of materials lying around. He states nothing is easier than this. Jin Hyuk realizes Alex is drawing power from others to sustain his monster army. He wonders if Alex plans to prolong the battle. Alex's eyes glow with dark energy as he explains that necromancers deplete mana. With the word fight displayed, Jin Hyuk continues his relentless assault. He delivers a devastating blow to Alex's monster. Alex asks if that's all Jin Hyuk has to offer. Jin Hyuk activates his daylight skill. He vows to destroy them all. Alex scoffs at Jin Hyuk activating daylight. He says that he already knows his abilities from watching him at the party. Alex tells his monsters to scatter and attack before Jin Hyuk can gather his magic. He wonders why they aren't moving. One of Alex's monsters realizes its feet are frozen to the ground. Alex smirks, preparing another attack with glowing hands. Alex is annoyed that he was blinded by Jin Hyuk. He tells Jin Hyuk to fuck off. Suddenly, powerful blue magic erupts, engulfing the area. Something big is about to happen. The blinding light from Jin Hyuk's attack fades. Alex is sent sprawling backward from the powerful strike. As the dust settles, Alex, surrounded by his minions, cries out to his defeated monsters, calling them "my cuties." He says they turned out that way because they were cuties. Enraged, Jin Hyuk yells, "Fuck." Daylight explodes, sending Alex flying backwards from the intense power. He crashes hard into the ground. Alex, sweating and panting, realizes he's outmatched. He thinks, "I need to run and join Master." Alex, shrouded in a vortex of energy, demonstrates his throwing attack. However, he is sent hurtling backward by Jin Hyuk's unseen power. Jin Hyuk mocks, "Is running all you can do after causing this chaos?" Alex is on the ground as he says he will tell Jin Hyuk how he will kill him. Alex says blood will fill his lungs. Alex explains that Jin Hyuk will slowly suffocate to death. Alex taunts him, stating the next painful way to die is burning to death. Alex, weakened, notices an elixir nearby and desperately grabs it, thinking he can survive. He coughs, realizing Jin Hyuk is right behind him. Alex can't speak because his throat is blocked. He smirks and decides to write instead. Alex smirks, his eyes glowing ominously, and says, "I guess it can't be helped if you don't want to tell me." Alex, furious, realizes Jin Hyuk never intended to listen to him. He throws a business card and asks Jin Hyuk to do him a favor. Alex, now on the ground, wishes Jin Hyuk a slow and painful death. Alex yells out, cursing Jin Hyuk as a fucking trashy bastard. The room around them lies in ruins. Alex uses the dragon's heart, an ore created by Michelangelo. He crafts a huge space inventory bag plus 5000 kg. Suddenly, Alex asks for their attention, calmly saying "excuse me" to Jin Hyuk. The host thanks Jin Hyuk for saving him and his son. Jin Hyuk realizes the kid's importance and needs a good excuse. The host wonders who Jin Hyuk is. He saw him before things went chaotic. He then asks Jin Hyuk if he was the one who saved him and his son. He would never accuse him. Now on the third floor of the Tower of Trials, it is known as the Cathedral of Abhorrence. Someone is blocking a door with a shield. They are struggling to get past the security on this floor. Melina complains, but the other character doesn't want to hear it. Melina seems upset, but Jin Hyuk doesn't care about her feelings. He is worried about more important things like staying alive. The mysterious figure silences Jin Hyuk and Melina's argument. He questions their long-term partnership. The mysterious figure questions if they're at each other's throats. He then reveals why he summoned them to this location. The mysterious figure reveals Jin Hyuk is blacklisted. Melina downplays his achievements. The mysterious figure thinks they're careless, that their bosses reached the 20th floor. Melina believes they worry too much. Jin Hyuk agrees they know the tower but questions others' motives for playing. Melina sighs, finding the game sadistic. From above, Melina struggles with chains. The mysterious figure believes they don't take it seriously but understand each other. He thinks they underestimate Jin Hyuk. The mysterious figure states, "We eliminate threats." He orders them to follow Kedrick. Melina, with a worried expression, thinks, "What a worrisome old man." The scene changes and someone wearing sneakers lunges in. His teammate watches nervously. Suddenly, the fighter is struck by a brutal blow and is sent crashing down. The attacker is asked, "You okay?" after being brutally sent down. A fighter tells his teammate, "Nuna, take a look at this." He expresses how he has noticed something strange. Someone wonders if the guy is just an aggro. Another disagrees, feeling something is different about him. He notes the temple boss. Kang Jin Hyuk is in a battle, slashing at something with incredible speed and force. Kang Jin Hyuk declares he is almost there as his slashes gain intensity. Jin Hyuk whispers, "Sleep butterflies," as he prepares another powerful attack. The monster uses sleeping powder as a defense. Just holding your breath is enough to counter the powder's effect. The monster's core pulsates with magical energy, seemingly ready to launch another attack. Kang Jin Hyuk unleashes an even more powerful flurry of attacks. The air shimmers with the force of his blows. Jin Hyuk's attacks create a blinding flash. The monster reels from the onslaught of strikes, struggling to maintain its stance. Kang Jin Hyuk grits his teeth, sweat dripping down his face, pushing his power to the absolute limit. The mangrove tree of greed explodes into splintered remains. A notification appears. Kang Jin Hyuk is the first to defeat the boss. Kang Jin Hyuk smiles, thinking that his research helped him defeat the boss so easily. A system notification appears, demanding Kang Jin Hyuk to state his name. Jin Hyuk refuses to give his name to the system, fearing attention as a former top player. The system seemingly rejects the full confidentiality. Kang Jin Hyuk touches the wall. He thinks that claiming the reward is more important. Kang Jin Hyuk obtains the tree orb. He thinks to himself, "I finally got it." Kang Jin Hyuk examines the tree orb in his fingers. He thinks it's broken but still effective. This item can be used on all 50 floors of the tower. Kang Jin Hyuk glows with power and wonders if he should check the orb's effect. He brings up his stats to check. An hour later, news headlines declare Kang Jin Hyuk is the first to clear the boss. But then a video gets uploaded, immediately silencing the doubters in the community. Kang Jin Hyuk gets tons of shady offers to sell his account. Was it really that amazing, he thinks. Kang Jin Hyuk reflects on his past life. He remembers how hard he had to work to make money. Kang Jin Hyuk remembers a time when he was struggling to pay rent, even starving to make money by doing mukbang streams. He thinks, I would have accepted it yesterday. Kang Jin Hyuk stands before the remains of the boss, deciding to keep his knowledge secret. The screen shifts to recap key information and mechanics about the Tower of Trials. As the game starts, mana leaks from the Tower of Trials, spreading through Seoul. Kang Jin Hyuk arrives at the location, only to realize someone has already been here. An ominous figure stands amidst the debris. Kang Jin Hyuk reflects, people have become bolder since the world changed. The gap between reality and expectations are vast. Kang Jin Hyuk realizes there after an artifact at the medieval classical era gallery. It's called the Great Map of the East Land. The Great Map, now imbued with magic, shows Tower of Trials locations. It only goes up to the 10th floor. The villainous presence notes that this find will ignite people's desires, but they'll miss what's hidden in the mud. A group of people are fighting over the artifact, each wanting the Great Map for themselves. It's a chaotic free-for-all. A booming voice shouts, "Everybody freeze." The man proceeds to threaten anyone who moves will face the consequences. The first man confidently says whoever interferes will die. Another man holding a hammer scoffs. Finally, the third man taunts that no one is scared. The man with the hammer threatens to smash anyone's head. Realizing words are useless, another man prepares to attack. The first man yells as he unleashes his ability. Another man realizes he has a unique power. The last man declares that the map is his. Someone yells to move. The man wonders if the Great Map is really his, but a third man disagrees with them. Someone calls the man an old geezer. He responds coldly, revealing his name is Min Youngwoo. He angrily yells at the group to leave him alone. The young man retorts that the old man has a sharp tongue. He activates his power. Min Youngwoo wonders which will happen first, his neck breaking. Min Youngwoo asks if they want to be turned into coal. He begins to conjure a bright, fiery power. The young man shouts in disbelief. Min Youngwoo confidently declares to catch this next attack. A blazing inferno is conjured in his hand. The young man is engulfed in flames and screams in pain. His face reveals the agonizing power of the attack. The body disintegrates into nothing. Min Youngwoo stands over the ashes. He coldly remarks, "It was your tongue that brought you misfortune." Min Youngwoo remarks that fire-type magic is hot. He asks if Miss Lee Yuri acquired the goods. She responds that she'll leave it to her. Lee Yuri summons Anubis and orders that he deals with anyone who gets in her way. She remarks, "I just need this guy." A dark aura surrounds Anubis. Lee Yuri's powerful summon is ready for a fight. Anubis materializes in a burst of dark energy. His menacing form towers above, ready to obey Lee Yuri's command. Lee Yuri commands Anubis to attack anyone who moves. They'll be considered an enemy. Lee Yuri smiles, proposing cooperation. Someone retorts they're shocked by how many awakened people are at the gallery. Kang Jin Hyuk unleashes a powerful attack, a burst of energy radiating outwards from his hand. The force is palpable. The attack obliterates the ground. Lee Yuri watches in horror, an exclamation point ballooning as her shock grows. The ground is completely destroyed, smoke still rising from the massive crater. The people watching are stunned. They wonder how Kang Jin Hyuk managed to deflect the spear. Kang Jin Hyuk smirks, knowing his stats are beyond their comprehension. Lee Yuri, shaken but defiant, clutches her bag, declaring she has more summoned statues. Who said so? Lee Yuri summons the avatar of Anubis replica. Kang Jin Hyuk is surprised and wonders how this will go. Lee Yuri asks Kang Jin Hyuk how he can still smile in the face of Anubis's overwhelming power. Kang Jin Hyuk realizes she can control 5 statues at once, and she is not your average person. Just like the old magic user from earlier, there's a fair amount of strong players. Li Yuri is shocked, questioning if Kang Jin Hyuk finds her Anubis nice. He shrugs, stating it's between decent and nice. Yuri retorts, saying she doesn't like him. Kang Jin Hyuk replies, oh really? He decides to show her how powerful he really is. The canyon between their levels is wide. Mana is being injected into a Pinewood Tiger replica. The Pinewood Tiger is summoned. The screen says the ruler of the mountains is appearing. Kang Jin Hyuk faces the beast. Li Yuri is in disbelief, exclaiming, no way. The Pinewood Tiger's massive paw slams down with incredible force. The earth trembles as it begins its assault. The Pinewood Tiger's face fills the panel. It speaks, calling Anubis a mere jackal. Kang Jin Hyuk points at Li Yuri's summons, commanding them to eat them up. The Pinewood Tiger roars ferociously, dwarfing Anubis. It seems Kang Jin Hyuk's summons will win this battle. The immense force behind the tiger's strike unleashes a shockwave of pure energy. The Pinewood Tiger slashes, its claws tearing through the air towards Anubis. Anubis and the Pinewood Tiger clash with a fierce smash. The replicated deity is getting wrecked by the mighty tiger. A burst of power explodes from the Pinewood Tiger as it prepares to strike. The clash continues. The Pinewood Tiger's jaws clamp down on Anubis. The battle is intense. Li Yuri is in disbelief. She reflects on how artifacts are used as the Pinewood Tiger is wreaking havoc. Li Yuri is overwhelmed by the sheer power of the Pinewood Tiger's attacks. She feels like her skin will tear off. Li Yuri realizes she's outmatched, muttering, I can't win. She thought she had the strongest cards. Li Yuri's eye is wide with disbelief and shock. She is internally monologuing, but how? Who is this guy? Our hero is now in the National Central Museum, specifically the second floor. The older man is in disbelief, asking how Yuri could let this happen. He then wonders how Kang Jin Hyuk got up there. The older man is losing his cool. He asks how Kang Jin Hyuk got past Yuri to be up here. The older man realizes it's a 1-star rank barrier. Kang Jin Hyuk touches it, stating he's never seen one like this before. The older man realizes that physical nor magical attacks affect the barrier. Kang Jin Hyuk attempts to touch it. Kang Jin Hyuk is at the spot where the flow of mana diverges. The older man is shocked, exclaiming, Carpo. Kang Jin Hyuk believes he can destroy the barrier, but there's a condition. The older man explains there is a condition. Kang Jin Hyuk will have to constantly use his flame magic. He then asks, how long will he have to do this for? The older man says that Kang Jin Hyuk needs to go inside and retrieve the relics. Kang Jin Hyuk states that it will be morning soon and they need to get something before they leave. He needs something else. Kang Jin Hyuk states he wouldn't want to make an enemy out of a high-ranking magic user. The older man sighs, deciding to trust him this time. Kang Jin Hyuk says, then I'll be in your care, Grandpa. The older man says he'll try as he readies his flame magic. Kang Jin Hyuk screams as he unleashes his flame magic with all his might. My best. Kang Jin Hyuk blasts open the barrier with the older man's help. The flames erupt violently, creating a path forward. Kang Jin Hyuk shouts that he is going. He unleashes his magic with his companion, Carpo. Kang Jin Hyuk dashes forward, empowered by the flames. The older man, sweating profusely, urges him to hurry. All right, Kang Jin Hyuk responds. Kang Jin Hyuk is planning on doing his best. He plans to do things his own way, of course. Kang Jin Hyuk is going into the room to claim the relics. We get a shot of some artifacts. Kang Jin Hyuk observes that the upper floors seem untouched compared to below, except for this. Someone remarks that Kang Jin Hyuk is planning to leave after taking what he wants. Kang Jin Hyuk is unbothered if others are fighting. He isn't risking anything and is certain even the old man didn't know about this. He remarks he's found it. Kang Jin Hyuk recognizes the relic. Sampyeong Tongbo, he declares it his personal inherent ability, the last puzzle piece. Kang Jin Hyuk has found the relics he needs to create a powerful skill. Kang Jin Hyuk stands confidently as the two relics react. It seems his plan is coming together perfectly. The relics react to each other. It is a message only relics can unlock. Kang Jin Hyuk's inherent ability manifests as energy bursts forth from the coins. With a surge of power, Kang Jin Hyuk combines the three relics together. Kang Jin Hyuk has acquired a new relic, the Eye of Truth SS. Kang Jin-hyuk obtains the Eye of Truth, the greatest of the five eyes. However, that's not the only reason why he came. The system says he's met all the requirements, and it has started to copy and restart the ability. The system says a memory of the world is being created. The city behind him is glowing blue. The condition to copy the skill is to make Min Jiangwoo reveal his true colors. All he has to do is to anger him. Min Jiangwoo is enveloped in flames. Someone shouts at him to hurry up. Min Jiangwoo is still engulfed in flames, eyes filled with confusion and anger. What is going to happen next? Min Jiangwoo tells him there's no reason to continue what he's doing. Someone asks what he is talking about. Min Jiangwoo, still burning, asks why he was told to use it. The reply is just one word, Carpo. He says Carpo as he breaks through the barrier with fire. The old man didn't do anything. Jin-hyuk believes the old man's magic is at its weakest. He intends to anger him. Jin-hyuk says he already knows all the details of the tower. The map is useless to him. He won't quietly hand it over. The old man yells, questioning Jin-hyuk's actions. Jin-hyuk glares back, face shadowed and determined. Jin-hyuk raises his hand, a flame flickering in his palm. He asks if he didn't say he doesn't need the map. He knows that someone can learn about the tower from the map. Gaining an advantage over him is a risk. The old man screams in frustration as Jin-hyuk's flames engulf the room. The old man is sweating and worried. The old man is livid as he screams to know why Jin-hyuk burned the map. The old man shouts he'll kill Jin-hyuk and rip him apart. A screen appears, conditions met. The screen displays, you have successfully copied the skill Fire Element B. Jin-hyuk thinks that Fire Element is a decent start, but the old man is angry. He promises to make Jin-hyuk pay. Jin-hyuk activates Fire Element and asks why the old man thinks he burned the map. Jin-hyuk unleashes a massive fire attack. The old man is completely shocked by this turn of events. Min Jiangwoo sees Jin-hyuk's fire. He's sure it's the same skill as his, but his is nothing compared to Jin-hyuk's. The old man thinks Jin-hyuk is almost too powerful. He might not need the map. The old man wonders just who. Jin-hyuk smirks, telling him to listen carefully. Jin-hyuk stands calmly, seemingly unfazed by the raging fire he created. There were 4 veterans, including Jin-hyuk, at the National Museum of Korea. Kang Jin-hyuk stretches and groans, but they're trying to get ahead at the same time. Jin-hyuk is very pleased and thinks that he needs to obtain more skills. Someone says, I'll contact you later. Someone tells Jin-hyuk to raise his levels along with the girl downstairs. The old man says he may have obtained some chess pieces. He still has a long way to go. He thinks he needs to gather the necessary skills. Obtaining every skill with just one body is nearly impossible. He smirks, planning to get the tastiest ones. Jin-hyuk stands tall, ready to face any challenge. He thinks will be the ones I hoard. Min Jiangwoo looks exhausted and says he's at his limit. It's the perfect time for some gukbap. People are panicking. News reports confirm 23 deaths and 50 injuries at the National Museum of Korea. It's believed the leaders targeted relics in museums, not only in Korea but worldwide. Similar incidents are occurring everywhere. Jin-hyuk realizes other players are starting to move around the world. He needs to look at the CCTV to prepare for the tower. Lee Yuri summons her statues, the avatar of Anubis replica and the Pinewood Tiger replica. It seems Lee Yuri is getting ready to battle. At the scene, one person realizes it's the same person from the Tower of Trials community. He wonders how to hide his identity since too many people know him already. I didn't even enter the tower yet. Jin-hyuk observes that the government's swift response was faster than expected. We are introduced to Han Sangjin, chief of the newly established Awakened Association. Han Sangjin, head of the Awakened Association, declares, "On my name as the president, I will make this offer." Han Sangjin makes his offer clear: if you join us. His intense gaze shows he means business. The people around him are impressed by his power. It could change anyone's life. But Kang Jin-hyuk realizes he's just a tool. Kang Jin Hyuk declines the offer. I have no intentions of joining others. Jin Hyuk realizes Han Sangjin offered a blank check, clearly aiming to persuade him. Han Sangjin must have been selected as president due to his skills or experience in the Tower of Trials. With a confident smirk, Jin Hyuk thinks that way it'll be more interesting to copy. He heads to a restaurant. The clock ticks, the moment draws near, tonight at 7 p.m. When the clock strikes 7, the tower appears. A system message appears. The Tower of Trials is now open, changing everything. The crowd exclaims they've arrived, but it looks unchanged to Jin Hyuk. I can't believe it. Jin Hyuk smirks, realizing most players are new. Gold pours from a pouch. A system message warns players only the first 10,000 views count. Be careful what videos you watch. A system message pops up. Items can only be used on bosses. Jin Hyuk smirks, wondering what to do with this new, interesting world. A system message says the broadcast system connects climbers and those outside. The system points out that watching streamers who are higher up in the tower will increase viewers' chances of success. This feature is most interesting. A message pops up. The more famous you are, the more coins you can earn. Someone shouts to go to the Goblin Cave. Someone says it's everyone for themselves if you want to have fun. They are rushing to climb the tower. Kang Jin Hyuk thinks earning coins will be easy with his knowledge, but he won't upload videos just yet. He'll share information instead. Jin Hyuk believes not sharing his knowledge would be a greater loss to others. He is determined to help them. Jin Hyuk thinks he knows what to do first, something special that nobody would do. The group couldn't proceed past level 30 of the tower. They needed hidden pieces to continue. Jin Hyuk realizes the group needed to retrace their steps from previous experiences. They find the solution inside an abandoned ruin. The panel reads, and that was when we found out. What did they discover? Jin Hyuk thinks the fact that my character was flawed from the start. Jin Hyuk is frustrated for this to be the result we found after all this time. A character deletion screen appears. Jin Hyuk is devastated. He asks, so why was this the answer? Jin Hyuk says no, even regretting it was a waste of time. He taps yes, ready to start over. A character deletion screen appears as the words, next time, are shown. Jin Hyuk's eyes glow with determination. I'll reach the top, he declares, resolved. Kang Jin Hyuk, with a look of determination, reflects, was that already 6 years ago? The info screen shows the level is named Labyrinthos, a B difficulty maze by Daedalus. The key is to conquer the maze that is Labyrinthos. I never thought I'd go through this again, Jin Hyuk sighs. Jin Hyuk touches the entrance, remarking it brings back a sense of nostalgia. He steals his resolve and shouts, all right, let's go. Kang Jin Hyuk steps into the Labyrinthos, a maze filled with old memories. Jin Hyuk notices this smell. He has been in the Labyrinthos before, and Jin Hyuk looks to his side and states that this place is the same.